Hey guys, I'm just trying to clean up over here. Look, how's everybody doing tonight? Hey, we got Purple in the house. Hey, Purple. Oh, raw, real, uncut. Nikki. Hey, how's everybody doing? Oh, my dogs are barking. I know, I'm barking. Of course, they're gonna wait till Mama goes live, and then they're gonna get on here and bark and everything, right? All right, guys, look. I've had one heck of a time. I tell you what. Yesterday, a sinus infection set in. And there's been some pretty heavy things going on in personal life off of YouTube. Some heavy stuff going on that my sister had to deal with, and it just kind of brought up some stuff, And during all this, we see that apparently, I didn't know. Apparently, we came under. People are reviewing Coffee Talk Shining Survivors videos, which, guys, we haven't been on Coffee Talk in a long time. Usually we're on the Relevant Glitz and Glam Chicks page. And I've been thinking, we need to come and do live over here because I haven't done one in so long. Oh, what a better time than now, right? So, apparently last night, found out after I got off work today, that they're reviewing our old videos. And apparently that, there's a lot. And we'll have more. We'll review more because they're supposed to do even a further in-depth review on Friday. So once they do that, then we'll review their review. Might as well. Because apparently they like to take little snippets because, they can't do the thing in the entirety. They just little snippets and they watch it and then they comment and put their own narrative on it. First off, what I don't understand is why I just don't understand why they have to dig into somebody else's story. If someone has done so much to you, okay, then it seems like you'd have plenty of your own shit to tell. I just don't understand that, Hey, Jenna, your other shit is not blocked. What the heck? It should not be. No, remember, we've already been through this. It's not. I don't know. It's not. But anyhow. Uh-oh, here comes someone. Hello. Well, hello, CJ.
Hello.
Hello.
What?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just a little perplexed, what they hope to accomplish by, reviewing. I mean, we should be flattered that they're reviewing us, right? Such an honor to be reviewed by the jerks. I find it entertaining. Honestly, I do find it entertaining. And for some reason, they seem to be really bitter. The fact that we've been able to get back together and talk things through and work things out on an adult level. I don't think they like adulting much.
I don't understand any of it. It baffles me because so much of it is playground. It is absolutely stupid. I don't know what anybody achieves by picking apart somebody else's fallout or how they made up or why they made up. It makes no sense. Well, people move forward, they move on. Was our opinions of Jenna different 6 months ago? 100%. 100%.
Yeah, they were.
And was there shitty things done on both sides? 100%.
Mm-hmm.
But through that, we've all managed to put a stop to it all and navigate our way through that and adult our way through that. And Jenna will tell you, it took all of us so much to get to that point again, and a lot of hard work. It didn't happen overnight, but it took a lot, and we've worked our way through that beautifully, I think, and people might sit out there and judge it and look at it and say, oh, we're being brainwashed, or we drank the Kool-Aid, or, you know, we're being manipulated, you know, because we're all so naive, you know, that what the fuck ever. I don't care. You know, it is what it is. Have we
Well,
given a friend another chance? Yes. Jenna is, people can think what they like about Jenna. That is on them. That is their opinion. It doesn't make it our opinion. So because you don't like someone, you're going to dissect somebody else's friendship and choices with that person because you don't like them. Well, we do like her. And no, we haven't drank the Kool-Aid. No, Jenna hasn't brainwashed us.
You sure?
Yeah.
Well, in all fairness here, I would like to make a comment about that. I feel a little jaded. I may not be the brightest bulb in the pack because, you know, over here we ain't too smart, you know. But I would like to know why it is they think that she has brainwashed us and it's not the other way around.
Well, there's a good point. I'm good.
Y'all brainwashed me. Is that what it is?
Maybe that's what it is, you know. Well, according to them, not, you know. But I don't know. Hey, Ink, Purple. Oh, Purple wants some Kool-Aid. Dido's in the house down there, y'all. Trying to say hi to everybody. I don't try not to.
Hey, Nikki.
I love y'all.
Yeah, I just don't understand why they want to drink our Kool-Aid. They should have plenty of their own Kool-Aid to drink, seriously.
Yeah.
But apparently, nothing that bad has really happened to them that they need to discuss.
No, and one thing, a couple of things that I want to point out. If you are going to review and dissect somebody's previous arguments, I mean, get the facts right.
That's right.
You know,
don't.
I mean, poor CJ, you know, poor CJ did have a broken arm. She did slip in the snow.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very true point, that. However, the person that was angry and upset that they weren't responded to quickly enough was a different member of the group called Judo. And because I didn't reply to his message quickly enough, he went crying and complaining to Jenna's inbox that I hadn't replied to him quick enough. So that had nothing to do with Jenna. Not a single thing.
Yeah, I know. And with that too, there was also, hey, Charlie girl, she's up here. Ooh, she's been hypnotized. Look at her. Ooh. You know, it's really easy to prove. Indica, I don't know if I said hi to Indica.
Hey, Indica.
Oh, I don't think you did. I don't think you did.
I know. I am now. Hello. But
she's covering her eyes.
If you can't type in here, it's because I'm blocked too. I had to come up under a different account.
We've already been through that, Jenna. You're not blocked. Remember, I even showed you the block list. Good God. You know, stop spreading your bullshit lies over here, Jenna.
DJ, did I not type in? You didn't see me.
Yeah. She did a test run and it didn't show up.
But you know what? We looked at that before and couldn't find it anywhere.
That's on a different channel, though.
Oh, on the relevant one. Channel. Yeah, but why? Anywho, we'll discuss that later. Look, you're just giving them more to content, you know?
Gotta make it juicy.
Anywho, like I was, look. Now, you know what? Review the shit all you want. Whatever. I honestly, when I do watch, you know, a couple minutes here and there, I find it very entertaining. You know, you know, whatever. Review it, but make sure you review it in its entirety. Don't take it and only take a little sentence and then put your spin on it.
That's going to do that and review the whole thing.
But that's okay because we can review the review. And, you know, seems how, you know, we're so stupid and they're just not intelligent enough to follow something through all the way. You know, there you have it. Am I a little stabby today? I probably am. But, you know, I just, you know, the concern is where's your issues with Jenna or whoever? You're always running with somebody else's shit for some reason. I don't know. Interesting. But what you need to do is you really need to be careful about where you're getting your information from. If it's from the live, take it and run, baby. Make sure you take it, like I said, in its entirety. You don't need to put your own spin on it. There's no need to. We have it all out there for you. We haven't hidden anything. We have not lied about anything. We've always been brutally honest. And people don't like that. They can't handle it. That's y'all's problem, not ours. But either way, we would like a little bit of honesty about what's happened to you in your life with whoever it is you're going after. We'd like to hear your story. That would be nice. But like I said, be careful who you get your information from. Because I can tell you right now, there was a big old lie that was told on the live. I got the screenshot of it. Somebody said that they were on all those calls. They were in the chat with us. Lenny, that's a lie.
The damn lie.
That is a lie. You were never in a chat with us. I'm not really sure where that came from. Another one, Mystery Sky. Yeah, she was on a lot of those calls. How is it so triggering for her when it wasn't triggering for her at the moment? We have a lot of stuff where she was kicking off pretty good about things. Okay. And Aussie was not on a lot of those calls either. These are all things that are very easily proven.
Mm-hmm.
And as you guys know, it seems how you're reviewing the channel. Thank you so much for reviewing Coffee Talk with Shining Survivors. You can review Coffee Talk and the relevant page because there's stuff on both pages, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And you can go back and you can see you can see where we do show our points. We show the proof. We show the evidence. It's all there. Feel free to have at it. That should tell you that if you want more evidence that Lenny wasn't in a chat with us, Aussie wasn't on the call, that Mr. Sky wasn't so triggered and just feels so horrible about things, we have all that if you'd like it. Just let us know. We could, you know, we know how to put information together and put it out there and present it. We've done it many times. It's fine with me. I'm ready to roll. You know, you guys don't like the phrase, and I'm going to say some bad words, guys, okay? You don't like the phrase, fuck around and find out. Fine. You don't have to like it, but you're going to find out because you're fucking around. So you want to fuck around with people, lie about people, which, again, it's all there. We've never dirty deleted any of our shit. So I'm just really confused as to what your gain is on this. I'd like to see what your take is on it and why you're doing it. Why you use somebody else's story to push on your narrative. Lenny didn't have anything to do with it. She was not in those chats and those calls. Again, I'm really confused on that. And I actually do have the messages between Lenny and I, unless it's been deleted or something. I'll go back and look. You'll see paragraph after paragraph after paragraph where she's just zinging me in the inbox. Boom, 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 boom. But yet my responses are pretty short. And I have gone back through and I have read to Jenna and showed her all the responses that I had put out there. Wasn't really that many. It was pretty short on my end. Just a thought there. It's her train of thought and how she is. Why you inbox somebody paragraph after paragraph, you get a one little liner back and you're still going. It's okay. Like I said, I just don't understand what the whole point. I'm waiting for the point and how it affected you guys so badly. What happened between our group and Jenna, and how it is
it matters to anyone. What difference does it make to anyone whether we've made up with Jenna or gave each other a second chance or not? What difference does it make to absolutely anyone? If people want to think we're fools, well, that's your thought process. That's fine. And do you know what? If we're being fools, we're being fools. But that's our choice to make, and we've made it. You know, and at the end of the day, when we made the decision to speak to Jenna again, it came after a lot of apologies. It came after
Both
a lot
ways.
of talking. Yeah, both ways. And it came after weeks and weeks of one-to-one conversations with each person to clear the air. And what everybody forgets is at that time, we showed everything that we had ever said to anyone, because one thing we all agreed on when we all made back up is that nobody in the future would ever be able to bring anything out of the woodwork that we have ever said to anybody privately, publicly, in any shape or form that could get in the way of the friendship that we're rebuilding. So we've all owned our shit in what we've said about each other and who to. We all know who we've sent screenshots to. We all know who we've sent messages to regarding the conversations. So we've all expressed that to each other, and it means nothing. Not a damn thing now.
Guess
Are we
what,
all
Jerk?
aware of what happened in the past? Yes. But guess what? We're not moving forward and rebuilding the friendship we once had. We're rebuilding something completely different with boundaries and respecting each other. And that's the big difference.
Well, I just like to tell them something they can stew on. We've told Jenna things that we've never put on YouTube and never will. So you'll never have access to that.
No.
You know?
Yeah.
And I would just like to say,
That's true.
Stop laughing. It's
must
not funny,
have-
guys. It's not funny.
they must be have very boring lives if we are their topic of conversation. It's just what, you know.
I know. I know. It's just like,
I don't know anybody. I mean, when you fall out with someone, you talk mad shit about that person. You know, I mean, that's what happens. None of this is a news flash. It's out there for everybody to see. They saw it the first time when we did lives on this topic. Now they can watch it again. They can go watch it as many times as they want to.
Yeah.
It's not going to change. It is what happened.
And I'm sorry that it wasn't of interest to them back then, and it's only became of interest to them now because, you know, it helps create what they're trying to create. But at the end of the day, we've all moved past that. So analyse what you want. All it does to, I think, any of us is makes us all more proud that we can all hold our head up high and look at where we were 6 months ago compared to where we are now. And I think we're all quite glad at where we are at now, because it shows
100%.
how much we've grown to be able to move past all of that bullshit, to be able to come to each other and apologise. Do we always all agree with each other and the choices that each other makes? No.
Nope.
Samson.
But we
Do we
adult
tell
our
each
way
other?
through it.
Yes.
We don't
Well,
need
you
to
know-
agree all the time.
No. And here's the thing. Even up to just a few months ago, even when, you know, we agreed to go into a call with Jenna, said suspect, okay? One of us wanted to go in the call. Everyone else was like, no. I personally, it was like, whatever, I'll go into a call, but I'm not going to be friends with her, you know? Yeah, we can talk it out and hash, whatever, you know? Even at that point, did I ever think, okay, well, you know what? You're going to mend a friendship and it's going to be better than it was before. You're going to get past this. Did I think at that point? No, I didn't.
No.
I just thought, you know what? I'm going to appease you, CJ Mack, and we'll go in there. I'll be your side, your ride and die side over here, you know? But I didn't think that we would get to that point. I think maybe a lot of us was kind of hopeful a little bit, maybe that we could at least, you know, make amends enough to where we just put the battle down and stopped, right? And, you know, that's what we hope to accomplish out of it. But like I said, I don't think any of us really thought, okay, well, we're going to develop a friendship out of this. It's going to be something different than it was before. You know, did we? I don't know. I don't think I ever thought that it was even capable of doing that at that point, because we did go at each other so hardcore.
Yeah.
And, you know, it does take a lot to put the shit aside and say, you know what? we know we've all said shit about each other. We've gone at each other. YouTube, right? We knew that. And like Charlie Girl said, there are things that off of YouTube were said and done. And we still told Jenna, hey, you know what? We got to tell you this too. You know, like, yeah, you know. So I just, you know.
Laugh about it.
Yeah.
It's,
Well, I mean,
it's funny because, you know.
We have all laughed since about the things that we have said and done, because we look at it now and think, how childish were we back then? And all it does is show the growth that we're able to adult our way through it now, to be able to take it off of the YouTube streets, take it from sort of YouTube gutter levels, and actually communicate and talk like damn adults. And that's what we've done.
The long and short of what happened was that we were hurt because Jenna couldn't see through someone else that was in our group, and she was defending that person.
Yes.
And because we were so hurt is why we did and said the things we did.
Yes.
And I was hurt as well, because at that time I did not know boundaries.
Yes.
I didn't know boundaries.
Yes.
So
we
I wouldn't allow
had
y'all
a
to have
very real
boundaries.
friendship before. We have a very real friendship now. And I'm sorry, jerky jerks. This is not just a YouTube friendship.
Not.
No.
And you'll never know what kind of friendship it is, because that's our business.
And people can laugh at Jennifer for saying, you know, she's never known boundaries and things like that, and it's got her into trouble before. Jenna knows that. Jenna's the first person to hold her hand up and say she has always struggled with that kind of thing. But 1,000,000% what I will say is the Jenna that we have all got to know now respects boundaries 100%.
Yep.
And she has learned some valuable lessons from past experiences and past mistakes.
Well,
that she is no longer making now. And that I see as growth.
It's like I said before, a lot was put on Jenna at that time. And I don't think anybody did it on purpose, but she was kind of the go-to when something needed to be discussed or solved or anything like that. And I totally get the way that she would react to those types of things.
Yeah.
But we don't do that now. We're all equal.
We have a far different dynamic.
Anybody.
Yeah.
We don't have private conversations. It's a group effort.
It's not like before. Nothing like before, you know. And I learned after I lost these ladies, and with Mrs. T, yeah, she's my best friend. She's my sister. So what these ladies are. But, you know, I didn't, you know, tell Mrs. T, you know, that's why she doesn't know a lot of things, because, you know, I just like, look, you go where you want to go, you know. I can't tell you where not to go and stuff like that. I mean, I learned my lesson. I mean, something you have to do is, you know, make sure that you allow your friends to have those boundaries. And I can't take back what I did, but I do apologize sincerely. And, you know, we have whatever they're trying to do to try to bring up who they want me to be is okay. And even though my other channel is shut down, I mean, I can still open up my lives as well, because I said some bad things as well to a lot of y'all, and also Ink in the chat, you know.
We all did.
We all know what we've said to each other.
Yeah.
We all know that. And we've all said some really shitty and shady things to each other. But we've all owned that and moved forward from it. And one thing I think we all would recognise is if we've seen any signs of what was previously, none of us would be sat here now.
Nope.
We've all grown.
Yeah.
You know, we've all grown so much. Jenna's learned her boundaries in terms of the things that she used to struggle with. You know, all learned how to communicate so that things don't build up or bubble up to a point of people getting quite stabby or not communicating properly with that. And now we've all got sort of agreements where we never go to bed angry, we never leave a group chat angry, we talk things out. We very rarely, when we talk to each other, talk about YouTube. Like at least 5%, even if that, of our topic of conversation is YouTube.
Yep.
You want to talk about this 13-hour phone call?
Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah. Hold on. Hold on. Say hi to Kristen R, Sassy, and Flip Flop down there.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Try to greet everybody.
Yeah. The 13-hour phone call that's been brought up that I, as such a dedicated friend, stayed on for. That 13-hour phone call, what people fail to understand, and again, Jenna's right there and won't deny this. Jenna was going through some stuff that night. We had already been on a group call, which was a regular thing for all of us on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
We would all sit on a group chat. And because there's people from that original group chat from so many different time zones, it was one of those group chats that there'd always be somebody around or on a call. So we had already been on a call for about 6-7 hours. Just chilling out, chatting, catching up, whatever. And then something happened towards the end of that where something happened in Jenna's life. And that situation is nobody else's business.
Nope.
But that situation was enough for me to, as a friend, say to Jenna, do you want me to keep the company in your ears so that you could go to sleep and have a peaceful night's sleep? And she asked me if that, she said, yes, that would be lovely. I offered, she accepted. Because of the time difference here, it meant that the other ladies were in bed sleeping. And because it was my daytime, I just carried on with my day, tidying my house and doing some washing and ironing and all the usual stuff.
So no, Jenna did not
Jenna
sleep
slept
for 13 hours.
So no, she didn't sleep for 13 hours.
I could have. I don't know.
She probably. I was going to say you probably needed to.
Yeah.
You probably did need to be fair, that night.
I want to tell whoever reviewed that live and is then taking that information and giving it to their fellow jerk, they need to go back and review it again, because every damn thing that they talked about was wrong. And if they want to know the real story and the real scenario, ask us. We'll tell you. But you got it all wrong.
But Charlie girl, that's only if we were smart enough.
We've been running.
And the thing is, I think any of us would rather that. I mean, we're here. We're sitting here. Anybody's got any questions? Anybody thinks that they want to ask us anything about why we made up with Jenna, what our mind process was, anything, come and ask us.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to ask us about anything that we've said against Jenna in the past, come and ask us. We'll tell you.
And I'll say this. It's our story. It's our lives that it happened. It happened between us. Again, how that's pertinent to them, whatever. But if you're going to review it in its entirety. Don't run with something, and because we can do that to anyone else on YouTube, which some people don't like shit being done to them that they do to everyone else. They justify it all the way, but as soon as somebody does something to them that they've done, they don't like it. So I mean, you could take anybody's words up and chop them up and run with the narrative. Mm-hmm. It is what it is. But I'll tell you this is that, and I think maybe this is one of the things that they just really don't like, is that we know a Jenna that they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You know a YouTube Jenna from a year or 2 years ago, whatever. you guys, you don't know the Jenna that we know. And maybe, you know, maybe that's why you're mad. Yeah, maybe you're mad because you're not special enough to know her. I don't know.
I'm not no one special. No one special.
Oh, I wasn't saying you were, honey. I said they weren't special enough. You know, they just don't know you like we do. And we know Jenna, not some YouTube persona out there.
Yeah. Two different people.
And that, yeah, and so that's okay. You know, it may just be, you know, might help them to process things, you know, and to understand that we do have a different side of each other that they don't have. And that's okay. Maybe just have a little bit more understanding, comprehend things a little bit better. Oh, that was a really big word I used. I'm sorry.
Oh no.
I know.
Life is like
Yeah.
chocolates.
I think chocolate's probably too big of a word to use too.
Choco.
But you know, realistically, when you think about it, logically thinking here, when you go and you call other people dumb, you know, they're stupid, they're dumbing down, blah, blah, blah. You are no better than what we all did over here towards each other.
Mm-mm.
Not at all. So you're just falling and you're doing the same things that we all just battled out. And you'll do it and say that it's in a different way, so it's much better, you know. It's not. You don't know me at all, and that's good. I'm glad that you don't. You might get to know me a little bit better. You know, I can tell you this, though. Over here, we're not weak.
No,
We're not stupid.
Far from it.
This is not a threat in any kind of way. So please don't run with it. Oh, they're threatening over there, blah, blah, blah. I can see that now, you know. I'm just going to say that there's a few of us that are very resourceful. We can find out all kinds of things. We can locate people. There's a couple of us that are really good at locating people. I've done it for people who have been adopted and they were missing their biological family. I've done it a few times. I did it myself for myself. And, you know, there's a couple of us that are real handy on the internet. There's all kinds of things you can find out on the internet. It doesn't mean that the information came from somebody else, you know, AKA Ziggy, you know, because there seems to be a thought process out there that Ziggy's behind a lot of it. But when you think you're really good at something and that you're really good at being sneaky and that you can't be found out, that's usually the time when you've really screwed up somewhere along the line. And I say that because there's always holes somewhere you can find, right? But I mean, you know, we're stupid enough, so I guess the only thing we would do is go into a hole, okay? Yeah, but it doesn't take much to cross-reference things. And I'm not going to say too much because you don't give away your trade secrets, right?
Right.
There's a lot of social media out there. There's a lot of social media that people partake in, right? They participate in it. They're out there. They're doing it. You know, people have habits. They don't even realize some of the habits that they have. That it's really easy to pick up on habits and, you know, like using names and certain, you know, things that, you know, they just, humans are creatures of habit. So it doesn't take much, even for an idiot like myself, you know, but, you know, that's just, it's not a threat. I promise you it's not. Oh, hey, get to know. Hey, he was, I hope you got my email. It's, yeah, you probably have it. That's the one I was telling y'all ladies I was emailing earlier.
Yeah.
So, that's another whole situation than out here. So, but anyhow, the, like I said, do what, Jenna?
Wait, are you doing something I don't know about then?
Oh, you're gonna have a meeting.
What meeting? What did I miss? What did I miss?
She don't know about the email. She said.
Oh! I'll fill you in later. It has to do with something that happened. Get to know, it's kind of his specialty, and he may already know about this person. I don't know. It's just something to do, you know, with the situation out on the YouTube streets. You know. So,
Get to know.
yeah, that's he's actually, I can tell you his channel. If you haven't been to his channel, go check it out because he's awesome. He's hardcore. What would you call that? Child activist?
Yes.
He fights for children. He fights for children, big time.
Awesome.
Yeah. So he was like, my first thought when I heard all that go down, I was like, I need to get in contact with him. Like, I need your email. Okay, you responded. I'll check my email when I get off of here. Hey, Amanda. Amanda's on there.
Hey, I can't see chat.
Yeah. Oh, are you just not smart enough to read that?
I don't think I am. You know, I'm like 8 crayons short of a 12-pack of crayon pack.
Well, that's better than being a whole fry order short of a Happy Meal.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm, Oh, but I was going to say this about that whole situation. Okay? When you want to call other people dumb, you think they're not too bright, you know, you're not too bright over there. I'm telling you right now. Them circle jerks, they think they are. Real bright, right? It's not real bright to go and take someone's information that is out there, okay, and put your own spin on it and lie about it. Very easily proven or disproven.
Yep, you are correct about that.
That doesn't make you look too smart.
Like I said, none of it makes any difference anyway, because we've never deleted anything, we've never hidden anything. It's all still there. So the facts are there from our own mouths. So there's no reason to twist it or spin it.
That's right.
And the facts that are there make no difference to, or hold any relevance to, what is going on today for any of us in the present, because we've worked through that shit. So bringing it up now, no matter who brings it up, it holds no value or any relevance to any of us. It only holds value to other people who have a bone to pick with somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So because other people do not like the person that we've chose to be friends with, suddenly it becomes something that is up for interrogation, for debate, for review. Why? Because we're choosing to be friends with someone that you're not friends with, or you don't like, or you have an opinion on. Well, that's your opinion, and you're 100% entitled to it. Nobody's asking you to be friends with Jenna. You can have your opinion, but nobody's asking you to be a friend. So why should you have an opinion on who chooses to be a friend when we shouldn't have an opinion on you choosing to not be her friend? That makes no sense.
Well, there's a lot of things that don't make sense, but it's YouTube, you know? But, you know, really, we got to take it with a grain of salt. Because this is the same group of people who put out on their community page on YouTube. Now, this is where I really find it funny how you say y'all aren't too bright over there. I don't get it. They put on their community page how when you go and you counter a strike, you don't have to use your real name. Blah, blah, blah. You openly admitted on your community page that it's okay to lie and to deceive people. Isn't that nice?
Mm-hmm.
You openly admitted that yourselves, that it's okay to lie. YouTube doesn't have to know who you are. Well, first off, they do. Second off, you might want to be careful telling people to do that, because you can get yourself in a whole lot of trouble, because you might just run up to somebody who actually will take you to court. And you go and you give them false information, and YouTube contacts you and say, hey, this isn't you. Who are you? That's all right. I mean, you know, you take the chance. You do it. But when you openly admit to lying, and we're the stupid weak ones over here, let's think about that, guys.
Let's address the mass striking accusation.
Oh yeah, that was a good one too.
Yeah. So at that time, there was someone, one of Jenna's sub, that was being attacked, and people were threatening to go real life on this
To
person.
turn up at her house, to
Yeah.
hurt her, all sorts of
It
things.
didn't.
So
Nothing to do with-
people were going to show up. They were like pulling up, and she didn't know who they were. And this creator was actually threatening to do more.
So the
it hadn't-
messages that you guys showed, that we showed, that you stole from us, are because we asked Jenna how to go and strike that creator. It wasn't that she was saying, go mass strike this creator. We asked her,
We
please
were
put
all
in
new.
chat how to do that,
Yeah,
so that
we
we
were all
could
new
go
to
and
YouTube.
strike this person for going real life and making real life threats to this sub.
Well, even with all that, the point is it wasn't directed towards Purple, which is the lie that they told.
No, had nothing to do with Purple.
Even though it's right there in black and white, and you could see who it was about, what channel it was about. Had nothing to do with Purple. But whatever, it is what it is, you know? Oh, hey, company's coming. But either way, even with that whole thing, I just don't understand how.
I told you. Miss T said, how can she come in here? She's effing blocked. I told her.
Yeah, obviously we haven't updated our friendship situation with this channel.
Well, we're never
so long.
we're never live on this channel. Like we never go live on this channel. We'll have to fix that, I guess. But, you know, I can't do it now, can I?
Can she
No,
come
I
in
told her to
under?
come in up under a different account because I had to come in up under Raw, Real, and Uncut.
Oh, let me know which one she's coming up under so I can block her. I'm just kidding.
She better get her.
Hey,
in
Dusty.
here.
Dusty's down there. Brenda's down there too.
Hey, y'all.
Hey.
She said she's coming in up under a different one.
Get to know, so he's dealing with this kind of crap with another channel right now. Good luck, get to know, because
Well, I hope it's more interesting than we are.
you know we're kind of boring over here. Yeah. No, he's got a good channel. You got to go check it out. I think I was telling you about him before.
Well, I'm
He's
sure
a big time child's right activist. That damn Purple, I tell you what, she's not a good person. She's bad. Purple is bad news, man. Bad news, Magoo over there.
Right,
Purple
Purple?
might be
She's
bad
so-
news, but she's the bad news that we like.
She's so bad news, we got to hang out with her, you know? All of us scum have to stick together.
Mhm.
Okay, well, Mrs. T says she'll just watch. So all y'all say hey to Mrs. T. She's watching.
Hey,
Yeah,
Miss
beautiful.
Hey, Miss T.
She's refusing to come in.
Get your ass in here.
Oh,
if
don't
you
get butt
can.
hurt, young lady.
She's use one of your sock accounts. Don't you have a bunch of them? Because that's what we all do over here is we create a bunch of fake accounts so we control ourselves. I saw that one too. I said, what the heck? I don't know. But either way, you know, Lenny Pooh.
Me,
I like that. Lenny Pooh. She, you know, Lenny Pooh. Look, if you're gonna say shit, make sure it's the truth, and make sure you know we're waiting on the report about the whole hacking thing. I'm, you know, well, I mean, you know, it's been how long? It seems like the police
Over
would
a
have got
year.
back to you about something, you know.
They're slow.
And
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
tell you, went and looked through our conversation, and we only talked for a month. Her and I did on Messenger, and I looked through them, and it's a lot of her messaging, but me with just one line or one word.
Yeah, that's how mine are too. It's brutal.
But I guess we had that such amazing friendship that I hurt her so bad. I'm so sorry. I'm not sorry because I didn't do nothing to you. My friendship was with Ink, not you, honey.
I just like to know how it was. She's saying she was in all
was
those
a
phone
tag
conversations when she
along.
wasn't.
She was the tag along.
Well, she wasn't even along. She was just a tag.
This is how important she was to us. You listening? We started our group in Discord, and when we left Discord, we went to Messenger to have more of a private conversation. Lenny wasn't added there. So what does that tell you?
I don't think she wanted to be, was it? I don't know. And you know what? I'll say this in defense of Lenny. Thanks, Lenny. I know. Well, she had her moments with me. She was very kind to me. My mother passed away. I will say that. You know, I'll give credit where credit is due. She was very kind to me, so it was just kind of out of left field where, you know, all of a sudden she's blocked me on Messenger, and I was like, what in the world just happened, you know? Whatever. But, you know, she did have her moments where she was really sweet and everything, but just make sure you're telling the truth about it, Lenny. Tell the truth.
I didn't even know who she was.
Yeah, weren't you the one? Somebody was saying that they thought Lenny was a guy.
No, it wasn't me.
It wasn't you? Oh, okay.
Somebody else said that.
Somebody else said. Oh, look.
We've got another one to check in the block list.
Jill Murphy. Why would Jill be blocked? You know, I wonder. Hold on. I'll have to check it when I get off of here. I'll check that. Man.
Did we go on
two different channels?
Did we go on a stabby blocking spree at some point?
I think you did.
Not me. I don't know, but who are my mods? That's what I need to check. I need to go if I got a rogue mod down there. But get to know Purple Phoenix is actually, you know, there's drama on Purple's page, just a little bit, just a tad. Okay.
Can somebody send Mrs. T the chat link?
But the
Lord, she's needy.
The big, I know, what the heck? It's, you know, it's so typical. Purple does.
No, she wants you to
look. I'm trying to be serious for a second, guys.
Put the link in chat so Mrs. T can come up. Okay,
hold on. Invite guests. You know, this is where it's falling on me to do, right? You always want me to do it. You do it. All right, let me get in here. But Purple does the one thing that I will always support and follow her on, and I watch it on the replay if I can't catch it on a live. And there's a lot of times that I watch it and I can't say anything because I'm on the road driving or whatever. She does Monkey Monday, which is covering Michael Vaughn, who she has, since she found out about it, she has covered him, and she has dedicated Mondays mornings to Michael and his family, which is Brandy Neal, and he is a missing little boy out of Idaho. Coming up on 2 years. So, you know, I have mad respect for that. She's taken a hit because they're like, well, why don't you cover Summer? Everybody else is covering Summer. What about all these other children missing? Which is something that the jerks were saying too, I do believe. You know, why don't they cover the Summer Kate?
It's nobody's
shame on you.
What she covers and what she doesn't cover. If she wants to talk about Big Bird on Sesame Street, that's her business.
I know. But these people want to shred her apart because they don't like the way she's covered something, or she shouldn't talk about this, she shouldn't talk about that during a Monkey Monday Live. First off, circle jerks. She is covering the case. You're not. Why aren't you covering it?
And she has always been very careful not to bring anything or allow anything in there when she is covering Michael.
Yeah, she tries very hard, and she will shut it down and start up a new live. So if there's drama for it, it needs to go on that one. She's done nothing but be respectful to the family.
Yep.
And Brandy, Michael's mom, comes in a lot. We love Brandy. Oh, we love her to death. She is so much strength. I fall apart. I cry just listening to her, listening to the updates and things. And I just think I couldn't be as graceful as she is, I don't think. She's amazing. She's done a lot of things. Got laws passed. She's got semis with Michael's face over, on them that are going all over the country, to bring awareness. And I just think, these people out here on YouTube who want to chew into somebody because they're covering a missing child case. I just feel really sad that they would do that. And I just ask, well, if you have such an opinion on it and it matters, why don't you cover it and you cover it the correct way then? I'm not sure why you take a missing child and use that as an opportunity to go after someone. It's very disappointing. Very disappointing. And I strongly suspect that if it was your child that was missing, you didn't know where the hell your child was going on 2 fucking years. And excuse my language, but like I said, this pisses me off. I would kind of suspect that perhaps it might be a little bit different for you. You may go, I want anybody and everybody to put his picture out there. I want her picture, whoever it was. If you had a loved one that was missing, you may have a different stance on it.
Exactly right.
Rod Oriando vlogs, coffee talk. Okay, I'm not sure. How you doing? Welcome. The bitch, can you? Misty, we can see you now.
She made it.
Chaos Queen. Chaos Queen's in the house down there.
Hey, yo.
I think, if it's okay, I want to touch on another subject very briefly and quickly because I don't want to get too deep because, yeah.
Hey, Dree. Dree's down there.
But one thing I would like to bring up, and I'm not directing this at anybody in particular, this is just an overall generalised statement on my opinion. Anybody who stands by a person who believes that it is okay to normalise the abuse of a child, to normalise child marriage, to normalise incest, I am sorry, but you are nothing but scum. I don't give an absolute shit who falls out with who and who hates who. One thing should unite every single one of us, and that is to stand united against the harm to any child.
Absolutely.
That is our responsibilities as the adults, as the human beings, as the better people. Anybody who chooses to hang around with creators who are walking about, sitting on their damn platforms, normalising child abuse, incest and child marriage, I am sorry, but you are nothing but fucking pawn scum. Because let me tell you all this, and I know I am not the only one out there. I am a survivor of incest, and I am a survivor of childhood rape. From the age of 6 years old to 15 years old, I was a survivor of brutal incest and rape. Don't ever sit there and tell me that any part of that can be justified, normalised, or okayed. Not one bit of that can be rationalised. So let's get one thing straight. A child cannot make an informed decision. They can't. A child cannot make a choice for themselves. That's why there is laws in place to protect children.
Exactly.
So anybody who hangs around with creators who normalise this, I'm sorry, but go kick rocks with flip-flops, because you are all absolutely disgusting, foul human beings. Stand united for what's damn right. Not this YouTube
I like
bullshit.
you.
Stand united for what the
I
hell
agree
is
with
right.
you 100%.
I
Stand
stand
by
behind
your
you
morals and
100%.
what's
I
right
stand
for
behind you.
kids.
I stand behind what you're saying 100%, CJ. 100 fucking percent.
I'm sorry for ranting, and please.
No, you're fine.
No, you.
This is Get to
fine.
Know. This is the one I was telling you about.
Hi,
Hello.
how are you?
What's up, everybody?
What's up?
Well, another day fighting against what's right and what's wrong.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm really glad. I just want to say real quick. I'm really glad that you reached out to me this afternoon. I really am. Not very many people
Yeah.
do, and there was just something about your message that just said, you know what, pay attention, because this person has something serious that needs to be addressed, and you're right, it does need to be addressed, and I give you my word that you got the backing and support of Get to Know right now, 100%. I will not stop. I will mark my words on this. I will not stop until this motherfucker is off fucking social media. Period.
We appreciate you.
I'm
I'm
not a big and powerful person, but I got a little bit of push here and there, and I know my shit. I know the laws. I know what's right and I know what's wrong, and I got good on my side. And what we're all trying to do is good, and they're not going to stop us. Straight up.
Well, you got a lot of umph, and you're determined. You got a lot of passion, and this guy. It's very disturbing what I heard. I was just sitting there, I was speechless. It was like, are you kidding me? This is out there on the YouTube streets, and what?
Yeah.
And it's just despicable, because there's people who are supporting him, and there's just this guy, and then there's another creator that's supporting him, and there's all these people that are going in and supporting this other creator that's supporting him, making excuses, all kinds of stuff, and it's very like, this is so dysfunctional. This is why this shit still goes on, is because of people like you who are sitting here thinking that it's okay to do this to children. And you know what? We're going to hide this and sweep it under the carpet for you, because that's what's going on. And, they go over there and, it's like,
don't stand.
yeah. I'm like,
just because you dislike people, you stand behind something that trashy and nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stand
And that's
united
exactly
for what is right. Stand united to protect the children. They're the first priority in our world. They are the next generation, the future generation. They are who is going to lead our world next. They're the ones that need protecting. Stand united for what's right. Stand together for the damn children.
Fucking preach it, girl. Preach it. Preach that shit.
I don't give a shit what is going on behind closed doors. I don't give a shit what is going on with YouTube creators and all the arguments and the bitching and the toing and froing. It's bullshit. So because you don't like somebody, you're going to stand by that. That's the level that you'll go to prove a point, is to stand by or hang around somebody who advocates for children being married off at 8 years old.
Well, this guy said it should be lowered to 14.
Well, 14 years
age of consent should be 18 years old, period. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Like it or lump it, I don't give a shit. Get on, get out. If you don't.
Oh, I agree with that.
It's just sick. It's disgusting. Children should be protected. That's why they have adults in the world. That's why they have parents. That's why that's why we're here, is to protect them, not protect the people who are hurting them.
Exactly.
My innocence was stolen at a very, very young age. And I can tell you something straight. Advocating for child marriage or for child abuse or standing for any of that, do you guys have any clue what damage that causes? Physically, internally, emotionally, mentally? Because a child's body is not capable It's not. And you're advocating for these laws to be changed to a child is not even ready emotionally, physically, in any shape or form. It is absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, it is.
Laws are
Yeah, it
there to
is.
protect a child because children cannot make informed decisions for themselves. Even if a 14-year-old was to say, I've met a boy and I really like him, and he's 25 years of age or 30 years of age or 21 years of age. If she, in her emotional state at that time, makes a decision to say, I am okay with having sex with this person, guess what? That's why it's called statutory rape. Because that is a child who is not capable of making an informed choice for herself or himself. That's why that law is there to protect them.
Exactly.
Well, this guy went so far as to blame the child and called her a filthy name.
I'll say it. He called her a whore.
Mm-hmm. So, how could anyone support? I can't. I can't with that. To blame the victim, way to go, mister. Way to go. Obviously, your little prison stint that you did just, wasn't enough. I don't think it ever is, but that's my
It never
opinion.
is.
No.
I'd like to say, can I say something to CJ real quick? CJ, I know exactly what you're saying about the abuse, because I was abused from the time the summer I turned 5 years old until the summer I turned 12. I don't want to sound like I'm stepping on anybody's toes here or anything. So don't take it that way, okay, copy? So
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I would love nothing more than to have anybody from this channel come over and check out my channel and think about coming up and telling your story on my panel. The only way we're going to get this to stop is all of us stand together as one and not fight against each other. And that's what I'm about. I'm going to get emotional here because I'm trying to learn about emotions and shit right now. But I want to hear your story, CJ. I really do.
I'm happy to tell it because I know that telling my story, and I've always been open about my story. I know happy's a really strange word to use when saying that I'm happy to tell my story, but I know that the second that I broke my silence, it opened the door to other people realizing that it's okay for them to break theirs.
Yes.
And it's a chain reaction. And the more that that's normalized and the more that it's spoken about, the more, hopefully, more victims will be able to come forward and turn from victims to kick-ass damn warriors.
Mm-hmm. And I want to take it one more step past warriors. We need to go from victims to survivors, from survivors to thrivers, from thrivers to survivors, from thrivers to warriors, from warriors to straight savage. We got to go savage on this shit. The time has come that we stick our foot down and we become savage on this shit, because we can't. It's not working any other way. It's time we do not bend. It's time we do not break. It's time we stand together as one and we take it head on and we fucking eliminate this shit, man. I'm sorry to use the language I got, but I'm so passionate about it. I just speak from my heart, and that's how my heart says to say it, man. And
100.
and I will stand behind any one of you guys on this panel and in this channel that want to come and check out my channel and tell your story, and let's eliminate these parasites one at a time, you guys. That's what they are, is parasites.
I'd love to. That would be fantastic. And can I just say as well, to every warrior out there who has ever walked that path, who has ever stepped through those shoes, remember you are a strong-assed warrior. And remember, if there's one thing I can ask you all to remember, it's this. please always remember that the blame, the shame, and the responsibility for what we went through lies with one person and one person alone. And that is the people that caused that damage in the damn first place. They're the ones to blame, not us. We hold our heads high. Each and every day we hold our heads high, because we have walked through those fires of damn hell and we have survived it. It might still be a struggle for a lot of us, but you know what? We've survived it, and we'll continue to survive it, because these disgusting, vile pieces of shit will never, ever, ever get the satisfaction of breaking us.
Amen. Amen.
So sending love to every damn warrior out there.
Yeah, it's I think, you know, I'm not going to go into too much detail about yesterday and last night, but my sister really proved herself. You know, not that she needed to or anything, guys. It just shows that you can go through hell, and she's got that savage in her.
Yes,
Hell yeah.
You know, and she had a day yesterday, and she was savage all day. I tell you, I'm so proud and honored that that's my sister. That's my big sister, and I love her so much, and I adore her, and I just, you know, y'all just need to understand that my sister Gloria there, aka Fancy, don't underestimate her. Don't ever think, you know, oh, she's just a sweetheart. Oh, she's been through hell and back, and she's willing to dredge up people and take them through hell with her. You know, right. She walks that fiery path if she has to. And the strength that she has is amazing. And I do think that those who have been through things, you can let it make you or break you, and let it make you be a better person. And, you know, you stand up for what's right for children and for, you know, anyone who's been in an abuse situation, you know. She's a really good shining example of that.
Yes, she is. She is an absolute warrior.
She is, and thank y'all all that was in Purple's chat last night praying and actually sent messages that were praying for Gloria.
Yeah, she had a heck of a day, you know.
Did.
But
she's a shining example to an awful lot of people. She really is.
Even as a kid,
I'll have to go back and check it out.
She's very strong. Even as a kid, she was really strong, and I don't think she always knew that, how strong she was. You know, I can't speak for her. You know, I just know that in our childhood, and you know, we're little. I, you know, sometimes don't know if she realized how strong she was and all the stuff that we went through. I mean, it was a lot.
Well, I'm glad you guys could be there for each other, man.
Yeah, well, you know, you don't really know our story. Look, I could just give you a real quick rundown. On my 4th birthday, I met my parents, my adoptive parents. Those are my parents, you know. My siblings stayed for another 5 years, because back then, you know, nowadays, if they remove one child, they all go. Back then, it wasn't like that. So they had to endure another 5 years, which meant we were separated. You know, it's a long story, but there was just a lot of abuse. It was pretty severe. You know, their reasoning behind me leaving and not removing the other children was that I would probably be dead within a year, and that the other children, they didn't see anything was going on with that. So, and at that point, the physical abuse was more directed towards me, supposedly. You know, there was a lot of things that happened that shouldn't have. So, you know, there was 5 years, and so we were separated. 27 years, and I did a lot of research and a lot of digging. So I know how to find people. I've really had to get in there and do it. And, you know, all I had was birth parents' names, and I didn't know their last name because they were adopted as well, and their last name changed. So it took a lot for me to get to them, but I finally did. I got them. In those 5 years that I wasn't there, there's a lot of, I guess my mom, she chopped it up. She said, "Yeah, sweetie, it's survivor's guilt," because I can talk to you about the shit that happened to me all day long. I'm okay with it, where I have a hard time that I can't is talking about their abuse and things that happened to them. So, that's where I'm at with it, where I'm like, nope, 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 nope. That's their story to tell. Let them tell it, because for me, it's just too emotional. Well, not too emotional. It's just, I really, respect them that it's their story to tell, but you want to see me cry like a baby. Yeah, it's not my place. And I'll just cry like a baby through it anyways. So you don't want to see that, so that's where, I feel passionate about the children, and that, I saw my sister and my brother stand up for me as a little tiny thing, against adults when adults didn't even stand up. They didn't do what was right. So I think that's part of the thing that really sickens me when I see someone supporting an abuser, and the things that this man said out of his own mouth that's recorded, that it's not just hearsay, I feel like, whoa, you're adults who should stand up in the situation and do something about it, not support that shit. So in my mind, I always look at that as, you are a supporter of that. You are part of the problem. You're not trying to rectify this and stop this shit. You're part of the problem.
If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. Exactly. And like, in my eyes, to me, anybody that supports that kind of shit, to me, they're almost worse than the pedophile themselves.
100.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
Like, I mean, this shit gets me so emotional. It really does. And my heart goes out to anybody who's ever had to endure this kind of shit. My wife and I are both survivors of childhood sexual abuse, and I support good causes. And I mean, I don't got that big of a channel. I don't even have 300 subscribers yet, but we're going somewhere, and I got a voice, and I'm going to make it fucking heard. And I'm glad you reached out to me and brought this to my attention, because I already know some things. There's no way legally that he should be allowed to be on YouTube, on any social media platform, legally.
Yeah.
So
that's the issue. I'm like, how is this person even out here? Yep.
Now here, see this is kind of one thing that kind of led me into doing what I'm doing right now. My wife and I, we keep a very good eye on our sex offender registry in our neighborhood. Well, I got a hair at my ass one day, and I was like, I wonder, and I just started going through my friends list on Facebook, and I just started typing their names into the sex offender registry, into the National Sex Offender Registry, and you will be amazed, it blow your mind how many registered sex offenders are currently on social media platforms. And by law, as a registered sex offender, it is illegal for you to be on any social media platform, any at all, period. You can't get on, you're not supposed to be on YouTube, Facebook. You can't register for dating sites. You can't do any kind of social media being a registered sex offender. So so they're screwed.
And this is where the system is screwed. It needs more people. It needs a different system put in place to protect that, because nothing like that is monitored. Even in the UK, it's not monitored. And
see, it's not here. And I don't mean to cut you off, but it's not here either. And that's one of the main focuses of Get to Know. People call me a child advocate, but I'm not. I'm not. I don't want people to misconstrue that, because I'm not. I'm not a child advocate. I do have a heart and know these children shouldn't go through this, but I'm not sitting here standing up for the individualized child themselves. I am standing up for changing it on the on the whole entire huge spectrum that it is, from a legal standpoint. The laws and penalties in this country and around the world do not fit the crime. They don't. I am an advocate to get the laws and penalties changed to harsher and much more stricter sentences when it comes to these kind of crimes. So I advocate to get these laws changed to protect children. Yes, I do, but I'm not a child advocate. I don't want people. I've been catching shit about people coming at me. I mean, I was even called a pedophile here a while back by somebody else here on YouTube. And it's like, obviously you don't know a fucking thing about me, because that's devastating to me. That somebody would say that to me. And
they obviously haven't caught any of your lives or anything.
I mean, right?
Obviously.
I mean, if you catch 5 minutes of one of my lives, you'll see that I'm not a pedophile, man. And like, you know, I mean, it sounds screwed up to say, but I live and I breathe this shit every single day, because, you know, like I'm sure you've caught it on some of my lives too. Like you've been on this live for an hour and 16 minutes now. That means that almost 45 children have been sexually abused in our country during this hour and 15 minutes on this live. You know what I mean? It's the reality of it is we're sitting at 81% of people in America who have been sexually violated at one point in time in their lives, and that number just keeps going up. It's just a matter of time before every single person that walks the street in this country will be a victim of a sexual crime, and we can't fucking sit back and let it fucking happen anymore, you guys. We can't do this anymore, you guys. We can't. If we do, we're all screwed, man. We're all screwed.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
Yeah. And my big thing about the registry, and this is what I always tell my kids. I have kids, my oldest is 30 and got all the way down to 6 years old. I always tell my kids, age appropriately, of course, but my adult kids, I always tell them, look, that registry means nothing to me. Nothing.
Yeah, it don't.
It really doesn't.
They don't.
And they're like,
it shows a fraction. It shows a fraction of what's out there. It shows a fraction of what's out there.
Exactly. Because people are so hardcore. Oh, you need to check the registry. No, I don't. Because I'm worried about the ones who haven't been caught. The ones who are going to do it for the first time. I'm worried about the ones that don't have those. Yep, I'm worried about those ones that don't have that little pin mark on top of their address. Exactly. Those are the ones you got to watch out for. And so that registry to me, it doesn't mean nothing. Like I when it comes to my kids, I look at everybody as you're a possible predator. I mean, not that I don't ever trust somebody, but I just no, I don't know who you are. Stay away from my kid. Yeah.
Like I can stand here as a proud father, and my wife can stand here as a proud mother, knowing that both our children have not been victims of sexual abuse. And it's because we started teaching them this shit at a very young age, man. And like the moment my wife walked out of the bathroom and told me she was pregnant, we legitimately sat down and we vowed to each other that we would do everything possible to keep our kids safe, so they didn't have to deal with the shit that we went through. And we've done it, and it's such a great feeling. And it's not that complicated. It's not that hard to do. If you don't want your child to be a victim of sexual abuse, educate your child. Educate them from a very young age. Teach them that it's not okay to do this shit.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys want to get a little bit of an insight on what I went through as a kid and with my sexual abuse, go to my channel and check out the live I did. It's called Secrets Will Be Revealed. Watch that. I had guns held to my head. I had a gun held to my head multiple times, telling me that this was you know what I mean? This is our secret. You don't tell your secret, because you know what I mean? Like, I've been there, man. I've done it. I've had a whole lifetime, 43 years of shit thrown my way, and I'm starting to sling this shit back because I don't want it any fucking more, man. I won't have it anymore. I won't. It's not me. If you're out there, mark my words on this. If you're out there and you stand for pedophilia and you're okay with it and you're a pedophile, watch the fuck out, because we're coming for you. Straight up, we're coming for you. On a legal level. That's not a personal, individualized threat towards anybody. That's a promise to the whole entire pedophilic community. Period. We're coming for you. At least me, anyway. And I won't stop.
And that's what's needed. It's needed for everyone to stand together, united for the same damn cause, and that's to protect our kids. And we do that, and you're really spot on. We do that by firstly educating and secondly tackling the justice system and the legal system.
Yes.
Because it's in those two factors that we're able to educate and protect our children through knowledge and awareness, and we're able to then put a structure in place for the justice system to be able to put appropriate sentencing structures in place to actually match the offences.
Yes.
Now, let me give you a little taste of how unjust the British system is here. My abuser was charged with raping me from the age of 6 to 15 years old. I was one of 18 victims. I'll give you all a guess as to how long this man spent in prison.
2 years.
Throw a number in chat. I'll give you all a guess as to how long this man spent in prison for the abuse, rape, and violation of 18 children.
6 months. 6 months.
4.5 years.
Yeah. That comes out to like
for
what?
Taking
3
the
months per victim?
innocence. Yep, for taking the innocence of 18 children.
Of at least 18 children.
Yes. 18 that we know about.
Yeah, exactly. That you know about.
And that's not, and that doesn't, that just takes into account, that's just saying one time per victim. And I guarantee you, well, like you said, CJ, he victimized you from the time you were 6 until you were 15. So that's obviously more, than one time.
Exactly. This man had a plan in place before I was even born. The second he found out that I was going to be a girl and my abuser was my grandfather, I can assure you that man knew what was in place for my damn future. And from the age of 6 to the age of 15, I went through absolute hell. And like I said, over history, it turned out that there was a lot more people than me before me. I was just the mouthy one that broke the silence and spoke up.
You were the rock that shattered that window.
I certainly was, and I smashed that window fucking down.
Hell yeah, girl. Fucking seeing that shit from a mountaintop, sweetheart. Seeing that shit from a mountaintop.
But to think that a predator can ruin 18 lives and walk away after 4.5 years and still have a life?
Yeah.
Where is the damn justice in any of
that? There is none. There is none. You know how much time my abuser got?
How much?
None.
Oh, sweetheart.
None. By the time I decided to tell my parents, it was too late. And he's still a free parasite. He lives within a 6-minute drive from where I'm at right now. And I know in my heart and my soul that he's still doing this any chance he gets. He was actually non-compliant on the National Sex Offender Registry for 18 months. And ironically enough, he was non-compliant at the same time that my wife's abuser was non-compliant. And even more ironically, they lived in the same town, and we don't live in that same town as them. I actually called the sex crimes division detective in the city, and he basically fucking laughed at me and said, "What do you want me to do about it?" Well, I want you to go fucking arrest them. They're non-compliant. That means they're either doing something they're not supposed to be doing, or they're not doing something that they're supposed to be doing. They're breaking the laws and the terms and the stipulations of their registry, and there's nobody here to hold them accountable. People don't realize that here in the United States, that once they get released off of probation and parole, there is nobody, and I mean absolutely fucking nobody, to hold them accountable for what they do after they get released off of probation and parole. Even though they got to stay registered as a sex offender for the rest of their life or for a certain amount of time, which is total bullshit. I think once you commit a sex offense, you are a sex offender for the rest of your life. After all, I will be a sexual victim for the rest of my life. So it's only fair that they stay a registered sex offender for the rest of their life. I don't give a fuck what kind of struggles they got to go through, whether they can't get a job. That's not my problem, not my issue. That's theirs for being a pedophile. That's on them. I don't give a fuck if the rest of their life is horribly miserable and rotten for the rest of eternity. I don't care. I don't care. You shouldn't have done what you did to me, and you shouldn't have done what you did to so many other people. You shouldn't have done it. And now you're paying the consequence for it. And the biggest problem I have right now, sorry, I get scattered, you guys. So
you're okay. You're okay.
One of my biggest problems is the judges and the prosecuting attorneys. Now, let's say that I did get a press charges on my abuser, and I'm sitting there in court. You mean to tell me that this prosecuting attorney can walk up to the defense, to this parasite, and say, "Here, I'll make you a deal," without talking to me about it? What if I don't want you to give him a deal? After all, this was about me, not you getting the fucking conviction. It's about me getting justice for what happened to me.
Yes.
And the first thing to do is offer him a plea bargain? No fucking way. No way. One of the things I want to see change, that we're going to make a push for, is no plea bargains for sex crimes. If you commit a crime a sexual crime against anybody, I don't care if it's a child or an adult. If you are an adult and you commit a sex crime against an adult or a child, you do not get a fucking plea bargain. Period.
I 100% agree with that, because it belittles somebody's experience.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I know how much of a struggle my life has been, and my story's not even half as bad as some of the other stories out there that I've heard. And these judges and these prosecuting attorneys are just out there running rampant and just slapping these guys on the hand. My brother-in-law just got sentenced to a total of 26 years in federal prison and 5 years in state prison for a total of 31 fixed years. No parole, no bullshit, no parole, no good time. 31 combined total years for drug trafficking. I'm not condoning drug trafficking. You shouldn't do it. It's against the law. That's the way it is. But the thing that makes this story even more crazy is the parasite that got sentenced before him was standing in the federal courthouse for his 5th time. This was his 5th time of going back to prison for the same thing. And he was facing charges of receiving child pornography, distribution of child pornography, and production of child pornography. And they gave him 5 years. Turned around and gave my brother-in-law 26 years fixed in federal court for drug trafficking. Where's the justice? Where's the where's the I'm having a hard time with the word here. Where the fuck does that make sense?
It doesn't.
Where the fuck does that make sense at all? At all. Here, my brother-in-law, and I'm not condoning it, so don't get it twisted. I'm not condoning what he did. What he did was wrong. It's against the law. Yeah, he should be sentenced. You know what I mean? But where is it? Where is it? Where's the logic behind it? Here we are. Here we are. A man that was literally bringing drugs into our state for other adults, not children, adults, and he gets the rest of his life taken away from him for bringing in drugs because the government didn't get their fucking money. It's wrong. It's bullshit. And that's what we got to fight against, you guys.
The system's very much backwards. It really is, because
yes, it is.
It's a very sad day in society, no matter what part of the world we live in, where we put a crime such as breaking and entering, or a white collar crime like stealing from companies and things like that, where you would end up with a higher sentence than you would for actually harming a damn child.
Yes.
How does that make sense? It doesn't, because children should be the first priority always, each and every damn time.
Yep.
It's the same thing of adults failing children.
Yeah.
Really.
Yep. I like how you think too, Ink. Really, you're right. But I didn't mean to chase your other panel guest off. So I hope she's not too mad.
Oh
But-
no.
Oh no.
No.
She's back up.
Okay.
Look, she's
Okay,
back up.
I'm
She's
Okay.
yeah.
She'll have just lost her signal
But
or something.
Yeah.
But Shining, can you put my email in the back chat for CJ and anybody else that
I'll
wants
send
to?
it to her. I'll send it to her.
Okay.
That would be
Okay, I
awesome.
appreciate it. CJ, I look forward to
And
I look forward to speaking to you soon.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
post
that's
your.
perfect.
I know they posted your link in the chat, and if y'all have channels, you can post your links in there. But I'll put your link on the community page, which I've done it before, and I'll put it on the relevant page as well. It's our other.
Okay,
goof off
yeah, you
page, know.
have my you have my full permission to pimp me out there all you want, sweetheart.
All right, good. We'll
So-
pimp you out. I mean, we're tiny over here, but you never know.
Hey,
You know.
hey, we're probably about. I'm not sure how many followers, how many subscribers you got, but I'm sure it's not. I'm sure it's more than mine. But combined, we have a small army, and it's only going to get bigger, and that's the goal.
Yeah.
So I
Well,
guarantee you
anybody
guys, I
over
won't
here
be a
hasn't-
stranger. I'll be around. So
Shiny,
Yeah, anybody
did
who
you
hasn't
tell him
seen
about
you.
your other channel?
No.
what's that?
I've been to his channel under that one by mistake one time, and he got the
Yeah,
email
watch out,
from that
watch out.
channel.
Yeah,
She
watch.
has a comedy channel.
Yeah, watch out for my Just a Nobody channel. It's kind of a fucked up one, but that's why I just kind of let all my shit out and I just let my shit go. But when it comes to my get to know, I'm all about I'm all about what I stand for on my channel, and we don't talk about other creators. We don't talk about any of that other shit. It's about what's going on with pedophilia in this country and around the world, and how we put a stop to it,
Yeah.
and standing as one, man.
And
So-
our
Yeah, and
friend is
Purple.
Yeah.
She just said she's gonna share it. She's got like almost 6,000 on her page, so that'll reach even more.
Well, I'm gonna panel hoe myself out here a little bit more. Purple, I don't know shit about you. I don't care what other people say about anybody else. I have formed my own opinion, and if you would like to have me as a guest on your channel at some point in time, just let me know, and I'm down. I really don't care anymore.
Purple's another true warrior right there.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah, she's.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. And she knows
With
that
that
guy
said-
that we're talking about.
Yeah. Well,
Well, doesn't know?
got-
No.
he's
Let
got-
me
he's-
rephrase that. She knows of him.
Yeah.
She's heard it too. Let me
This
rephrase that.
guy
Well-
is giving
well-
Purple
well,
a
I can
lot
tell-
of
I can
shit
tell you-
right
I can-
now.
Well, I can tell you this right now. He has a new subscriber, if you know what I mean. So,
Mhm.
Yeah.
ladies, it was my pleasure coming up here. I appreciate you guys
Thank
giving
you.
me a moment to talk to you guys.
Nice
CJ,
to
I look
meet
forward to
you.
talking to you
Great.
in the future. CJ, I look
I
forward to
look
talking to
forward
you
to
here in the
speaking
future.
to you too.
Absolutely. Phoenix, Purple Phoenix, get a hold of me, man. Let's rock and roll this shit, man. It's time we scream from the mountaintops, man. No more singing this shit. It's time we make our voices heard, man, because the children depend on it. Just do me one favor. Do me one favor. Tell your friends about me, because they're gonna want to know. Thanks, guys.
Right, that's right.
Thank
All right,
for
thank
coming.
you.
Thanks for your
Thank you.
support.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's I found him a while ago. He's very passionate,
You keeping
and he
him
holds
under
no
wraps.
punches. Huh?
Well, you were keeping him under wraps. I didn't know anything about him.
I mentioned him before.
You did?
Yeah.
I
And,
absolutely love his passion. Love it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's very passionate, and I was like, I remember I said something, but there was a lot going on at the time, so it probably, But now, go sub up to him because
That's right.
he's hardcore. He's out there, and sometimes language gets colorful, but we can all handle the language, but he's very passionate, and he's sticking with it, really trying to make a difference, and going for laws and things like that. So I'm trying to tell everybody, go support him, sub up to him, because
I'm subbed up on my other
Yeah.
one, just not on this one, which
Yeah.
I just did from this one.
yeah, and it is a tougher subject matter, of course. It's not funny shit. It's not
No.
it's very serious, and I think it's a good cause.
Yeah.
So I like him. He's out. He's a go getter. So,
It's good.
yeah, you've watched him before. There's quite a few people who have watched him before. I've seen people in there and stuff, other creators and things. But he's for the kids. And we need more people out there for the kids, because obviously there's a lot of people who are anti-kids,
Right.
Mhm.
Just because they have hate in their heart for people.
I
Just don't
know.
see them.
That's so sad. You let your hate get in there and
And
cloud
if
your
anybody was
judgment.
triggered,
Uh,
if anybody was triggered by this, I'm so sorry,
I
y'all.
can barely hear you, Jenna.
Can you hear me?
You're low.
Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah,
That's
he
it.
said, "Get to know," says, "I got a mouth, but I got a bigger heart." He does. He really does, guys. He's very passionate, and he loves, he loves fighting for it. That's what I would say. Your big heart, like he does good. So,
And that's the main thing. And you have your trigger warning up, so if anybody was triggered by this, I'm sorry,
well,
but
I mean, it's kind of in the title of the page, the
Yeah.
channel,
right.
survivors. And we're survivors of all walks of life over here. So,
That's one thing
unfortunately,
to
it's
always
not.
bear in mind.
It's not a pretty side of life, Yeah.
Yeah. It's one thing to bear in mind is that we all walk different paths, and everybody's survivor journey is different. Some people come forward, some people haven't came forward. People have got their own struggles into how they walk that path of their own survivor journey. And I send out my absolute love and strength to each and every survivor out there who is walking this path, because you are all true warriors. Absolute true warriors. I can get really heated and passionate on this subject. I can, because I stand for children. I stand for protection of innocence.
Right.
That's what I stand for. The world's only going to change if we all use our voices for the right thing. And when I see people using the scum of the earth to prove points or backsides or show support or have a dig or whatever it is, then please ask yourselves what you'll stand for.
Right.
Because it should be the kids. And anybody who thinks it's okay to allow someone who stands by friends who are sex offenders, or stands by advocating for laws to be changed to allow children, and let's face it, that's what it is. A 14-year-old is a child.
Right.
And you're advocating for those laws to be changed, and you stand by a friend who is a registered sex offender. And these people are now okay to hang around because it now suits a need. It suits a narrative. Well, that's not justified. That should never be in the equation. I don't care what anybody says about anybody. I don't. I honestly, from the bottom of my heart, and I mean this truly, I don't care. Because stand by what's right. If people are going to go at each other with facts and truths, but don't bring pawn scum into the damn equation to argue, to stir things up.
Yeah.
Everybody should be standing on the same side for what's happening with how Brandy's been treated. How Brandy's been treated is absolutely appalling. Appalling. That woman has been through so much, and do you know what? And I'm going to try not to cry here, because that woman comes into every chat and sprinkles nothing but love and glitter, no matter what she's been through. That woman fights every damn day to keep a smile on her face. Why? Because she has got to survive and put one foot in front of the damn other for the rest of her family. That's what's keeping her going. And y'all want to come at her with bullshit. Hang your heads in damn shame. Anybody who stands by a child predator and what they advocate for, hang your heads in damn shame. Stand for what's right. Because everything else is bullshit. Complete bullshit. Sorry for ranting.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. I definitely feel the same. I just I don't know how anybody could ever, say anything unkind to Brandy or about Brandy or her family or anything else, or Purple, because she's covering the case religiously, faithfully. She covers Michael Vaughn.
Yes,
He has a name. It's Michael Vaughn. Monkey is his nickname. Cutest little nickname for him. He's such a cutie. But I do feel very sad when I hear somebody's going after Brandy for whatever reason, and they've got their snide ass comments to make because Purple's covering the case, and they just don't approve of the coverage or something happening and da 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 da. But to me, it's just so sad that your opinion and your thoughts of how something is done is outweighs the good that's trying to be done, getting him out there, getting awareness. And I don't know. I don't understand people like that. Like I said, if it happened to them, they'd probably have a whole different view on things, right?
Right.
Yeah.
If it was your child missing, you'd be begging everybody on YouTube, put him out there, and she finally got somebody who's willing to do it, right? Isn't that sad that we have to say willing to do it because other creators are like, no, it doesn't get enough attention. Summer Wells is where it's at. Well, damn, Summer Wells does need to have coverage, guys. She needs to be found. You're absolutely right. We need to know what happened because you know what? People don't just come up missing, okay? They don't just go poof into thin air, right? This isn't a Harry Potter's movie where they just disappear in a brick wall at the train station. They're out there. Somebody knows something. So the more awareness you can get out there for these children. I know Wendy she's got her channel where she covers a lot of different missing children, missing people. So the fact that somebody's putting a light to it, I just don't understand anybody can find fault with that.
Yeah.
It's just sad to me, sad and disappointing, but Purple, you keep it up because I really long for the day that Monkey Monday doesn't have to be done anymore. I really do.
And I think what she's done is amazing because I don't care what anybody says about Purple. At the end of the day, she has stood strong every single Monday and held a light for that little boy. She has held the attention on him, the kept the updates going. She has never gave up.
Yeah.
People, whether they like Purple or not, have to respect the fact that Brandy feels safe and comfortable being around Purple and Purple's channel and what Purple does. So to bring anything to do with a missing child or Brandy's friendship with Purple into any kind of battle is twisted. Absolutely twisted. Fight a battle with facts and truth. Don't fight it by going gutter and absolutely taking it to the level of bringing anything to do with a missing child into it. I'm sorry, but it's twisted, and I take my hat off to Purple for shining in a light on Michael's name each and every single Monday.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's not easy, I mean, it's not easy to do that. It can't be. you know, because you're covering this case, and every week you're looking at that precious little face, you know, and you're just hoping and wishing this will be the week. This will be the week. This will be the week. Be the last Monday we have to do it. Every Monday, that's what I hope. And you know, I'm not trying to take it away from you, Purple, but I do every Monday. I pray, let this be the last Monday that this needs to be done. You know, for Brandy and her family.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and that's.
I think we all hope and pray the day comes where Monkey Mondays is never ever needed again, because he's found.
Yeah, he's home. You know, and it just, you know, but until then, Purple keeps going at it. So,
She will.
you know, like I said, it can't be easy. I mean, I've watched those press conferences, and y'all know, I sat here and bawled. It just broke my heart. When I was just devastated, like, you know, and I'm not even as close. You know, Purple's right there in it, you know. And I love the fact that she has Monkey Mondays. I do. So to all the haters out there that want to hate on someone and they drag that into it, like you said, it's kind of disgusting.
Yeah, it is.
You know, it's just saying people that support a convicted offender.
I mean, I just wish people would realise that, think about what we've all been sitting talking about in the last sort of hour, compared to the start of everything that we were discussing. Does it really matter? Like all this bullshit, why people have made up with people, why people are friends with people, what people did 6 months ago or 2 years ago. Yeah. Do people not realise how much bullshit that is when you're looking at the bigger picture of most serious issues like these, where we've got child predators roaming around the YouTube streets trying to normalise that kind of behaviour? That we've got people, trolls, rolling about the YouTube streets thinking it's okay to harass and abuse the mother of a missing child. We should all be standing together on one thing, and that's against those things. When you think of the seriousness of those things, and then you look at the rest of the bullshit, come on, people. Like, really? If people don't like each other, don't like each other.
Right.
If you're going to go at each other with facts and truth.
Right.
But do not bring other people into your arguments. Do not bring other people's fights into your arguments. And do not bring other troll communities or assholes into your arguments to fight it. Because it's all bullshit.
Right. You're exactly right.
It's getting to a point where this is absolutely ridiculous now, that it has got to the point we've got sexual predators roaming around, trolling and harassing. Every single YouTube channel should be standing united against that. I don't give a crap what your arguments are with each other. We should all be on the same damn page with that. If anything, let's all stand united against that and get these idiots out of here.
Yep.
Because it's only when we use our voices and we stand united that these assholes are going to back off and realise that they can't normalise this behaviour. But when people are sucking up to them and kissing their asses because it suits their narrative this week, or it helps back them up in some sort of situation, you might not agree with them, but by being around them or bringing them around, it's still normalising the behaviour, because they're still getting a voice out there. We need to be starving these idiots of oxygen. It's only in starving these sex offenders who try to normalise this stuff of the oxygen that they're trying to put out there that we're going to be able to cut them off. And we need to stand united for that. Quit spending time on all the bullshit and stand united about what's actually fucking important.
Yeah, they've let their hatred towards people, that outweighs everything else.
Their morals.
And I think when that happens, you really need to take a step back and really look at what the hell you're doing. When you can go and support someone that has done what this person has done, when you can go and support a child pedophile, you can go and support people that are attacking a mother of a missing child, all because you hate someone so much. I understand it's YouTube. I get that, but there are some very indecent things going on the YouTube streets. There really are. And you do need to find that moral compass, because there's some people, I don't know if they ever even had one. Because honestly, I look at that and I go, wait a minute now, you think you're so superior and so much better than everybody else, but what are you doing? You're supporting a child pedophile? You're supporting someone else who supports them? And you're all gung-ho defending and this, that, and the other. I just think, wow, what's going on? Stop and take a look at what you're doing. If you your dislike, your disdain for someone go so far that you can't protect or see right and wrong when it comes to children and people in Brandy's kind of situation, things like that. It's time to take a look at what the hell you're doing and why. Because even though it's just YouTube, you still have to live with yourself.
Right.
Right and wrong doesn't leave on the YouTube streets. It's still right and wrong.
I know for me, I couldn't look my 14-year-old daughter in the eye knowing that I was speaking or hanging around with someone who advocates for and is trying to normalise child marriage at the age of 14 or child rape and abuse. How could I look at my child in the eyes if I was to be that type of person who would hang around someone like that, who advocates and tries to normalise that? When I look at my 14, look, not that she's 14 anymore, but when she was 14, when I looked at her, what did I see? I seen an innocent little kid, an innocent child who just passed the stage of playing with dolls and all the rest of it, had just went to sort of high school here in the UK, and her world was fashion and magazines and makeup and hanging around with her friends. How is that the world? How can that be okay to say that a child of 14 should be snatched out of that innocence and placed into marriage? It's not okay. No abuse of a child is okay. There is no justification, no glittering. You can't sugarcoat any of it to make any of it okay.
No.
If you're under the age of consent, the legal age of consent, there is no justification. I don't even care if a person says, but she said it was okay. That child is not old enough to make an informed choice. The onus is on the adult who is capable of making an informed choice to not do it. The onus is never on the child. Never. So all those people supporting bottom feeders, pawn scum, who advocate for this shit, I don't care how you sprinkle it up, whether it's, oh, but we don't support it, but we like them, or we like this, or we like that. I really don't care. You hanging around someone like that stands for something. Because you're not standing against it. And if you're not going to stand against it, what are you doing? Because the people who remain silent, the people who don't stand up against it, are the ones that are helping this bullshit be normalised.
Exactly.
So let's stand together for what's damn right. That's all I'm asking. And it's going to fall on deaf ears. I know it will, but stand for what's damn right. I get your arguments with each other. I get it. But stand against people like that. And don't bring people like that around, or even allow them to be around. Because it's disgusting.
Yeah, and thank you guys for going and subbing up to get to know. Like I said, he's very passionate about it. And I do think he's going to accomplish a lot. He's going for it still. He's been at it for a little while, and he's still going. And and with that, and I understand that this is a triggering subject for a lot of people. And it is hard to listen to and to hear and to deal with. I mean, most of your survivor stories, people who've been through things, they are hard to hear. But, I stand on the thing that, you know what, yeah, it's hard to hear and you don't want to have to deal with it. But you know what, if we don't, no one will.
Right.
And yeah, it can be triggering, but if we don't stand up and start trying to make a change for our future, our children who are going through this, and we don't try to do something, toughen up the laws, whatever we can do, then it's just going to keep going. And, I just think that, we have to be, you have to be strong and put down that foot. And I understand that, get to know, he does have some, there's really good things over there, but it can be very triggering for some people. It's okay. So I tell myself it's okay to be triggered, step back for a second, hold on, let me get a grasp and go back into it. Because if I just turn away and I don't ever want to talk about any or hear anybody else's story, because some people just need to be heard. They just want their story. They just want somebody to listen. And it's hard to do sometimes because you don't want that person to hurt, and you're like, oh no, people don't want to hear the ugly side of life, right? But it is something that people, I do think, we really do need to stand up and become hardcore. Like he said, savage. And somebody's got to do it, right? Like, people have to do that. So, by standing in the corner and saying, no, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it. Nah, man, pick yourself up, dust yourself off and keep going. And, fighting for our children who are going through shit. I think that's pretty worthy.
Yeah. And fighting for these other children that have been like trafficked and stuff like that,
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you, the ones through my life who stood by or ignored, I look at now and I am so glad I cut a lot of my family at a very young age out of my life, because anybody who stands by someone who does that to a child, anyone who blames a child
Right.
is absolutely vile. Now, my family was absolutely tore apart. Absolutely tore apart. And I can assure you that every single person that turns their head, ignores the signs, closes their eyes, or finds it too difficult a topic to bring up, because it is difficult. Just bear one thing in mind. As difficult as a topic as it is, it's more difficult being in the situation where you've been through it. Talking about it can often prevent that. It cannot always prevent it. It's not a guarantee. But by talking about it, we can educate future generations that if someone does inappropriately touch them or behave in any kind of inappropriate ways or show any kind of grooming behaviours, that our children are taught to recognise those signs, that they're taught to recognise that there is no thing as secrets, that they can come and speak to someone that they trust. And it's educating our children that there's a difference between good secrets, bad secrets, and they can find an appropriate person to come and speak. And the more we reassure our children that despite the fact that there are bad people in the world, there are good people too who will believe and will listen. And you've just got to keep using your voice until somebody hears you. And I know a lot of people don't come forward, and a lot of people come forward and choose to not go to the police. Just know that you're all true asked warriors. Because the blame, shame, and responsibility lies with the person who abuses the child, not us.
Right.
Such a sad world that we live in, that we have to teach our children these things. But only through educating our kids are we going to create a world where our children are taught that it's okay to come and speak to someone. I know that doesn't cast iron guarantee that our kids are ever going to be 100% safe, but it teaches our kids to come and speak. And then if we tackle the justice system, like the amazing gentleman from Get to Know was saying, if we tackle the justice system and changing the system, we're able to change so much, because no other crime should be put before the crime of against a child. Murder and abuse has got to be up there with the top punishments. You should never get a punishment for another crime like stealing a car or breaking an entrance or drugs or anything like that is above a sentence for what you would get for hurting a child. It's so wrong and so backwards.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. You're absolutely right.
You're gonna have to drop the link again. My phone is dying. I'm gonna come up on my computer.
Okay, hold on.
And I apologise sincerely if anything that I have said has triggered anyone or been offensive or upset anyone, anything at all.
Oh, you haven't triggered me. I mean, unfortunately, it's something in life we have to deal with. You know, it happens.
Yeah.
Whether we want it to or not.
And you're exactly right with what you're saying, Ink. It is okay to not be okay. 100% it's okay to not be okay, and it's okay when you're not okay to reach out a hand and tell somebody that you're not okay. And that's what I would say to every single person out there. If you're ever in a struggle, reach out a hand to someone. Don't ever sit in silence, and don't ever sit there feeling that you're alone. Reach out to someone, whether it's a helpline, whether it's a friend or a family member, whether it's somebody at work. Reach out.
Yeah. Yeah, I do think it's sad. Like we do. Oh, wait a second. We had that little girl out here in Texas that FedEx guy did what he did.
Yeah.
And I had to go and tell my kids, because we have FedEx and UPS, Amazon, they all, they're almost daily. They're out here, and we live out here in the country. We're out here pretty good. And after that, I did have to tell my little ones, 6 years old, explain it to them on their level that they could understand. That there are dangerous things that happen and blah, 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 And when you think your kids don't always listen, because let's face it, I've got some that do not. But apparently it's, but the baby, he understood. He was the baby because they're twins, but he was born last.
Yeah.
We had someone, package came, they knocked on the door, and he's, Mom, FedEx is here, or Amazon, whoever it was. And I said, okay, I'm coming. He goes, yeah, I can't open the door. And he yelled at the guy through the door. He says, drop the package out there. I can't open the door to you. Like, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I was like, what, and he says, Mom, you told me I can't open the door. I don't know this guy. It's dangerous, blah, 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 because, most of the time we're outside and, it's nothing for them to go run up and they know the people that come out. And, it just it rocked our world a little bit and kind of had to change things up and, do not open the door. And we live out here, so we don't have very many people come to the door, but he understood it and he got it and he did exactly what I'd asked him to do. So I was very happy with that, explain it on his level and he understood.
That's it.
And I do think it's very sad that we have to explain these things to our children.
It is.
I think
And as
that
our
I've
children
gone over
grow,
beyond and beyond with
Yeah.
mine. It's sad,
yeah,
but when you go through, maybe I overdid it with mine, like because one of them is even scared to go outside sometimes.
Hmm.
But I thought I was teaching them life, about dangers of life. About strangers and what can happen to you and stuff like that.
yeah,
Yeah, it's always a slippery slope of explaining it to them on a level that they can understand, but not making them paranoid to live life. But it's just teaching them awareness, and
and this is where better resources are needed. Better resources are needed through so many multidisciplinary agencies that cover explaining body safety, online safety, all of these things to children in age appropriate ways, so that as our children move through the ages and stages of development, that they're able to be educated in a way that is suitable for them about these things. There needs to be better resources made available. It needs to be stopped being seen as such a taboo subject, that people are too afraid to approach their children because they're frightened that by speaking to their children about these things, it's somehow maybe removing their children's innocence. I'm not sure what people think, but it's like people are afraid that by telling their children about these things, that it's going to remove their child's innocence. Why expose their child to that? But in not explaining and educating it to your children, that's where there's always that risk of silence being something that becomes the thing that keeps somebody quiet. The threat and the manipulation of silence. But if we educate and we teach our children that no matter what happens to them, no matter what they go through, that if any of those things happen, it is wrong. They can tell someone and they will be believed.
Right. That was
and the more we teach that, hopefully we can educate our kids in a very appropriate way that helps them know what is right and what is wrong, and that if an adult does any of these things to them, or another child does any of these things to them, that it is something that they can trust another adult with.
Right.
You know, they can go and talk to someone and they will be believed. And it's like I keep saying, if you're not believed the first time, keep telling your story.
Right.
Keep telling someone until someone does believe.
Like, if your parents don't believe you, go to someone who will believe
Go
you.
to a teacher, go to
somebody.
Go to a friend, a teacher, a friend's parent, go a youth club, anything. Go find someone that you think will believe you, and keep trying until somebody hears your voice, because your voices are so damn important. They really are. Each and every adult's voice out there who's been silenced as a child, your voice is important. Whether you have ever came forward or not come forward, your voice is important.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm going to mute for a moment.
Okay. Just mute for a moment. How long is a moment?
I just
And thank you for coming up. Good to know you. We appreciate you being here.
We did.
Yeah, thank you for coming up.
Anybody that stands for what
I'll
he stands for is amazing.
On my channel as well.
Yeah. Share it far and wide, you know.
Because these babies, I mean, they're for us to protect. Okay, now the dog's barking.
Yeah.
There's nothing more important or sacred than the innocence of a child. Nothing. And that's what we all need to stand united for. And this channel, I'm not even going to say his name because it makes me want to spit up in my mouth. But you all know who I'm referring to.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
This piece of dirt that advocates that it's okay to marry a 14-year-old and abuse and rape children and all the rest of it. I am sorry, but this is my message to you. Go sit on one big fat spiky cactus and ride it. Because you are nothing but pond scum. What you think is okay to do to a child shows you to be the little man that you really are. Now, I don't know if you've not got much down there or even up there. Maybe that's the problem. But you are a piece of shit. Piece of shit. What you are advocating for is not okay. And the fact that you're trying to justify and normalise it shows you to be nothing but the pathetic piece of pawn scum that you truly are. And I really hope one day the justice system catches up with you and has its way with you. We might not have a perfect justice system in any part of the world, but people like you, karma will eventually catch up with you. Karma will catch up with you. So that's my message to you. You're nothing but pawn scum.
Yeah, I believe that Gitchino said if a child aged 5 and under says they are being abused, there is a 0.2% chance they are lying. 0.2% chance that they're lying. I definitely believe that.
Yeah.
But, you know, what's sad is when adults who are in a position of authority, who are in a position to do something about it,
And they ignore it.
it doesn't happen. Nothing happens. And I say this because I had a situation with one of my kiddos. When it all went down, when it first went down, he had just turned 5. By the time I got him, he was 6. There are things that he knew and he could explain and describe. No, he wasn't lying. And he told the same story repeatedly. Okay, and he didn't talk about it all the time, but when he did talk about it, it was the same story that he had reported to the caseworkers and, you know, all this other stuff. And my question was, okay, you don't believe him? You know, and it was a very sad situation. It was very, very discouraging. The system does still fail children. Very much so. And I just said to him, I said, this is why you have children who don't speak out. What you have taught these children is that they can sit here and tell you the truth. They can tell you what happened. They can explain and describe shit to you, but yet you're still not going to prosecute. You're not doing anything about it.
Yeah.
And it was the way the whole situation, it's a long, intricate situation. But it was very discouraging. The system failed. And all I can do is try not to fail him and make sure that he knows that he is believed and that you always stand up and tell the truth. Yes. And that is something that, I drill into my kids. You speak up and you tell the truth. Don't make shit up. Don't lie. Speak the truth. If you have the truth on your side, that's all that matters. Whether, you keep going until you find somebody, like you said, you find somebody who believes you. And it wasn't that they didn't believe him. That was the sad part. But the message you sent to these children was that they, one, weren't telling the truth, because that's what it boils down to in a child's mind.
Yes.
2, they weren't worthy of their truth being told. That's the message you sent to these children.
100%.
And that's just one situation. One sibling group that was affected. That's just one. How many others are they doing it to? Mm-hmm. I mean, that's where I have such a problem with it. And I'm like, are you kidding me? This is bullshit, And the thing is somebody's left holding the bag, right? And it's the child.
And that's it. And the child is the only one that ever pays the price.
Exactly. And as much as it hurts that, you know, my husband and I are dealing with things, and, you know, you get the repercussions of it, right? Like you see, and we as adults can have understanding, okay, well, this is where this aggression is coming from. This is where this frustration is coming from. This is, you know, we're not the ones who are living that nightmare every day that they have to carry through their life. And all we can do is try to hand them the tools to cope with it, to deal with it, and come out on the other side better. And hopefully one day every one of them will stand up and be advocates, stand up and fight for the rights of children. And I did say in this one particular situation, I had said, you know what? I said, one day each one of them will have a right to come and sue the hell out of them. And I said, if that ever happens and you ever want to do that, I'll be right there with you.
Yeah.
They did. They failed you. They did. And, you know, out of the sibling group, we only have one. We have one of them, just the way everything panned out. And we do have contact with one of the others, but the other three we don't. So, yeah, rough situation. But it is, you know, it is how it is. And, you know, there's a lot of unpacking there to do. And so, you know, that's why I get irritated when I see shit like that and I hear shit like that. I do. I'm like, are you kidding me? How could you even go and even entertain the thought of supporting someone like that?
Yeah. And that word right there, fail, that word in itself carries so much weight and importance, because anybody who stands by anybody with those kinds of morals or opinions is failing a child.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they are.
You're failing a child by standing by someone with those morals. And I don't mean by being their friend. I mean just even by gracing that person with your presence and even sharing the same space in a chat and in a live, anywhere as this person, even no matter which way you are around this person, you are standing for nothing but failing a child. Because look at what this person represents, and you're saying nothing about it. You're sitting there, mouth closed, not even arguing the point with this person that he is vile, but you'll stand by that. And I'm sorry, but that is so beyond wrong. Beyond wrong.
Oh, it really is. I mean, that is exactly how I feel about it. You know, it's like, that's just a slap in the face, isn't it? Wow, you guys are, you know, and not just going in and supporting someone, but actually defending them and giving them excuses, feeding them bullshit lie excuses. I've seen that too. I was like, what in the world? I mean, this is a world gone mad. How can you sit and do that on any kind of, I don't understand it. I don't know. I just, you know,
and
at a loss for
people
words.
say I don't agree with them and I don't agree with that, but I do agree with this, and I don't care. Even if there's one thing that you agree about this person, while you're completely are against what he stands for in terms of being a sex offender or standing for those things, even if there's one thing you like about this person or find okay about this person, are you telling me that's enough to outweigh the other things? Right. That's enough to weigh your moral compass to a point that you're prepared to put on a set of blinkers to the other things that this guy stands for and represents, because that one thing's okay. Come on. I mean, really. Like, people need to put their moral compasses in check and stand for what's right for kids, because that is it's absolutely disgusted me seeing the way this person speaks, acts, the way people are around them, as if it's okay, and it's not okay.
It's not okay.
It's really
Most
not.
definitely is not. None of it
None of it.
is.
And Shining, you are an amazing mama bear. I'll tell you that right now. You are one amazing mama bear.
I don't know. I try, but I don't want to ever fail my kids. And sometimes as a mom, I think we do feel like we're failing left and right. You have those days, you're like, oh my gosh, But
Very much so.
Yep.
you can't ever give up, because if you do give up and not fight for them, then that's when you failed. And I refuse to do that. I refuse to do that. So some may think that we're not too bright over here. May not think that we're very strong, or we've been hypnotized, shit like that.
Hold a minute. Let me change it back.
Yeah, you better get it back up there.
Let me get it back.
We've not had a
I
nightly dose
do.
of Kool-Aid.
I know. I do find that very entertaining, and like I said, you don't know me. You don't know me at all, and that's no threat. I'm not threatening anybody with that. I'm saying you don't know me.
No.
So that's fair. You don't know me. You probably shouldn't say things you don't know anything about.
Other people's opinions of me don't matter to me, because they would only ever hold any relevance to me if you were in my world enough to matter. The people who are in my world
Same
to
thing.
do matter, their opinions count, and each and every person in my world, I'm so thankful and appreciative of the people that I have in my life, both family and friends, because each person in my life I trust has earned that trust, and they're all kick-ass warriors, people who do nothing but lift me up on a daily basis, who I see nothing but strength in them. And I am surrounded by the most amazing people in both my real life, with my family and my friends, and even people that I've met on YouTube. But these ladies right here, these ladies right here are not YouTube friends. These ladies right here, each and every one of our sisterhood, we have all known each other for nearly 2 years now. Nearly 2 years. Yeah. Mrs. T, it feels as if we've known her for 2 years. She's just fit right in. But we've all known each other for sort of 2 years now. And we talk on a daily basis privately. We spend hours on calls. We lift each other up. We support each other through good times and bad. Like I said, YouTube's about 5% of our world. So anything that's going on in YouTube really doesn't hold much relevance. Just like other people's opinions really doesn't hold much relevance, because we know what we've said and we know what we've done.
Right.
And we've already worked through those things.
Right.
So it holds no relevance now. Just because some people are late to the party and only finding out the information now, or seeing what we put out back then, I'm sorry, you're a bit late at the party, but party's over. We've moved past that shit. And we've moved past it by acting like damn grown-ups. And just because you don't like Jenna, or people don't like Jenna, or think Jenna's A, B, or C, that's your opinion. You're entitled to it. That's okay. But don't judge us for our opinion of Jenna or friendship with Jenna, because we don't judge your opinion. We don't care. Jenna doesn't care.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, they can say, I think, whatever. Like I said, I find it comical. I really do. I'm like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? You just got to watch it for a couple minutes, and I'm just cracking up. I'm like, this is totally hilarious. I mean, if they understood how much they got me gut rolling sometimes, it's like, I don't know what they're trying, shock value, because that doesn't work. That doesn't work with me. think some hardcore shit to get me shocked, you know. Been enough going on in my life and enough shit that happens, enough things to deal with that I find that kind of stuff serious. But their little crap, I don't really find serious, you know. So to me, it's like, do you really think we're taking you seriously? Like I said it one time, I was like, you know, we're over here joking around. It was in Purple's chat. I said, we're over here joking around and laughing, but I really think that they think they're serious.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and I really do. I'm like, wow, you know, this is what you guys find to be passionate about. This is what you think is so important. You know, it's like, okay, whatever. And, you know, all right, I think there's other causes we could get behind and be serious. That I don't, you know. You know, and the thing is like you said, you know, we do talk daily off of YouTube. It doesn't have anything to do with YouTube. We have things, like you said, good, the bad. We have things that we've celebrated. We just celebrated 2 graduations.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what, you know, high school graduations, and, you know, laughter and tears come with that. You know, you're proud of your baby, but then, you know, your heart's a little broken because your baby is graduated.
Right.
And, you know, for me, this was baby number 7 graduating, walking across the stage. But he's the baby of my original quote unquote 6-pack. So, you know, that's the last baby that I birthed that walked across that stage. And he's joining the military. So my baby's going to be gone. And that's a hard one. So there's, you know, there's a lot of situations that we deal with in real life that don't have anything to do with YouTube.
That's right.
So, you know, when I say we know Jenna on a different level than what they do, we know each other on a different level than what they do. It's okay. They don't have to understand, and that's fine. I'm sure they know each other. I'm sure, right, that they know each other on a level that
I mean,
is, you know, different.
other people have got good friendship groups,
We'll see.
and that's absolutely fantastic. But we've got a good friendship group as well, and I don't judge anybody else's friendship group, and I don't understand why people judge others, you know. And
Well,
Mrs. T came, you know, when we made up, we got absolutely so thankful to have got to know Mrs. T, because she is one amazing lady. Like, she really is one amazing kick-ass lady.
she really is.
Yep, she's our bonus sister.
She is.
Uh-huh.
She's when we all fell out with Jenna, we all swore blind. We were like, no, never, nobody's ever getting in. We are never, it's not happening. And along comes Mrs. T. And her little smiling, her little cheeky laugh won our hearts over, and that was it.
We've all said, if anything happens with Jenna, we're keeping Mrs. T. She can't have her.
We're claiming
but that's
custody.
not going to happen. Look.
Hey, be careful, because that would be the cycle that we were in. You have one tiny fallout and all of a sudden you're in a cycle. What? Okay.
Well, I don't see any repetition of any cycle, because what I see is a fallout, a bunch of mistakes being made, then a bunch of adults managing to adult their way through it.
Look, I learned some valuable lessons, and now I have something that I've never had before, and I've gained Mrs. T through that, and she's met y'all, and y'all have like bonded like amazingly, and I never did get to hear Kim's voice or Gloria's voice or even Indica Sunshine's voice. You know,
but you hear him now.
And let's not forget our rank down there. Our rank down there is one flipping amazing kick-ass warrior. And I know I use that phrase a lot, kick-ass warrior, but I'm telling you, it's the only way I know how to describe all these amazing ladies who have faced the biggest amount of bullshit in their lives, and they're still surviving.
Right.
They're
And
still
I
surviving.
told Purple that I said, you know, your Purple's was ink safe space for me. You know, I went at her hard, man, and I was very lucky to be able to actually be here at this moment. Y'all are very special.
You are too. Don't ever forget it.
But that's something that they have to live with, you know. They don't know me personally.
No.
Nor
Yeah,
would
that's
Different from YouTube than I am in real life. Except I do get a little rough on YouTube.
I'm usually somewhere around with a glitter ball.
Yeah. Well, then Shining and Charlie Girl and Mrs. T and you know Gloria. Indica Sunshine just sits back and watches sometimes, but and Ink.
I'm more of the worry wart going, whoa, 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 hold on. Hold on.
I love y'all too. Y'all are all amazing. Never forget that.
And you know, people can, I don't care what people say, they can say we're up here love bombing, we're, you know, we're bonding and all this bullshit. Yeah, we're all bonding, but in a far different way from what you guys are making out.
Right.
We're bonding as friends. And
Look,
every time you meet somebody, it doesn't, when you meet someone, you don't know what they've been through or what they've walked through.
Right.
But as you get to know people, you get to know their journeys and you learn to support each other through those journeys. And that's what friendship is. You know, and getting to know people, you learn things about them and you support them through those things.
Right.
You know, you lift each other up in good days and bad days. You have fun, you laugh, you smile, you giggle, and you cry together. That's friendship. So I'm thankful for each and every one of these ladies. And yeah, we've all made mistakes in the past. We've all owned that. But we know Jenna in a way that you guys will never know Jenna. And whatever you guys are saying about the Jenna that you guys see on YouTube, it's that whatever, because that's not Jenna.
It is sometimes. Don't let them. Don't confuse me.
When you're
Sometimes.
when you're riled up, it can be. But yeah, you've got to realise we know a different Jenna. We know the true Jenna, the heart of Jenna. You know, and people can laugh and say what they like, oh, it's YouTube and how can you all be real friends and all the rest of it. 2 years of chatting on a daily basis. We all know pretty much everything about each other.
Right.
So when we all get back together, we made an agreement that we would never go to bed in arguments. We would always communicate. And we're always going to sort our shit out properly. And guess what? It would be none of YouTube's business.
No.
And so many people will never get to know Jenna on a personal level. And it's your loss.
Yep. You know, they just it's fine. They don't have to. You know, it's
right.
It is what it is. There's someone for everyone out there, and we're just not your cup of tea. We got you.
That's
it's
okay.
Fine. You know, it's good. You know, I think there's a niche for everyone, right?
Right.
So there's a place for everyone out there, and I know I found my place, and maybe they need to find theirs. You know, I don't know. I mean, yeah. Where is my place? Is that what you said? Where is it? Oh my gosh. I see this.
I love you all in chat. I'll see y'all. Sorry.
Now I'm butthurt because you know what? I don't even have a place now. Oh shit. No, it's you know. Oh, I'm sorry.
Very tough exterior, but she has a huge heart, and that's what I love about
her.
Who? Shiny?
Are you?
You.
No, you're the one. You're the one with the enlarged heart over there, honey, not me.
I did tell you this. I don't have an enlarged heart. Okay, I had a sonogram of my heart. It's not enlarged. Thank you.
Oh, so Charlie girl is incorrect in that assumption then.
No, look, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm thankful for the people that I've met, and I appreciate going through what I went through to know who I am now, to bring me back to who I originally am. Do I get nasty on YouTube? Yes, I do. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I'm where I'm at, and this is what I love. I love everybody that's in this chat, everyone that's on this panel. I have who I want in my life.
What people need to realize is that that's what I was saying, is that you have a big heart and you're very passionate about things. So if you're going hard at somebody, there's a reason.
Yeah.
Yes. And yes, Ink. We was on the phone. Me and Ink, I'm not gonna lie to you, we was on the phone every day, all day.
Yeah.
But
yeah. And let's just quash that now, because that I've seen that brought up. Did Jenna know how to handle her boundaries with Ink? Ink sat right there in chat, and Jenna sat right there. Jenna will admit wholeheartedly that she did not understand nor respect Ink's boundaries back then. 100.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Ink stood in front of me. I mean, she took a lot of blows for me. That's just Ink's DNA.
Well, you know, Ink's a bulldog.
Yeah. I'm telling you, she was my bulldog.
She is a fighter, man.
She took a lot for me, and I didn't know that boundary. You know, no. I didn't know it, but now I do know boundaries, and it took all the stuff that we went through to understand boundaries.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, you just have to understand that, you know, people out there, they're going to say whatever. They're there, you know, whatever. I don't understand why they. I just don't get it, guys. Like, why do you have to grab onto somebody else's story? What? You know, like, see, I've got enough of my own shit in my own life. I don't need anybody else's. I don't need to grab somebody else's story and tell it. I can tell you mine.
I'm gonna tell you what's going on. Circle jerks. You cannot bring up anything that will separate us at all.
Do you think that's what they're trying to do?
No, but they're just trying to dog on me, basically. I'm okay with that, because their opinion of me does not matter.
Yeah. Whether people think we're foolish or not, or for making up with Jen or not, your opinion doesn't hold any relevance.
If it did, we would have asked you before we made up with her.
Y'all don't know the vile things they were planning on doing to me. Y'all don't know it.
We showed you.
We showed you. We told you.
Yeah,
we showed you the receipts.
Yeah, they showed them. I laughed. I couldn't do nothing but laugh, because back then we was at each other. You know, it's. And I'm sorry, if you look at it, maybe that's who you really care about. I ain't talking about stuff that's going on with Purple, because them people have no business going to her. But in this situation with us, I was hurt. Y'all were hurt.
Yep. And we were all too bullheaded.
Yeah.
To understand the other person's side, and so that's how we dealt with it.
Yeah. We were all hurt, and that's the thing. Hurt people do hurt people, and whenever you're angry and you're reactive, it's usually always coming from a place of pain and hurt. And we foolishly reacted in ways, all of us reacted in ways back then that I don't think any of us are proud of now.
Nope.
No.
And
Mrs. T, she was just going 100 with me the whole time, and she didn't realize that
she was too.
And we know that, and we've, like I said, everything that we all went through back then, we all have regrets about. And has Jenna made mistakes and got her faults? Yeah. Have we made mistakes and got our faults? Yeah. Nobody's perfect.
Right.
But we accept each other for what and who we are. And we can see that this time round, Jenna has changed a lot. We've grown a lot. And there's been so much growth there that we have been able to build something back up. So when you're going to sit there and mock for me saying in a previous live, like 6 months ago or whatever, that when I swore blind back then that, you know, we'll be civil with Jenna, but we're never going to be friends with Jenna again. Yeah, that was my thought process back then, because back then we hadn't communicated.
Right.
We hadn't had any one-to-one conversations and nothing had been discussed. So yeah, that was my opinion back then. That opinion was relevant back then. Is it relevant now? No. So how did that work out for me? Actually worked out quite well, thank you.
Yeah.
Because I don't need to walk in eggshells in any chat that I go into, because the only chats that I want to be in, I'm welcomed. Right. And I feel comfortable. Because any other chat, to be quite fair, I wouldn't want to go in. Because even if there was no arguing going on and all the rest of it, just not my cup of tea.
Right.
So I'll stay where I'm comfortable, and I'll stay in the other channels that I go to that I'm comfortable, and that's it. You know, it doesn't mean I'm being brainwashed.
Well, I do want to say this, you know. I could take it when you said I was homeless and I didn't have a place to be. I could take it. I could take it when you just said I was bullheaded. But I absolutely draw the line when you just said I wasn't perfect.
One thing I will say to you though, Jenna, I'm so glad you upgraded from your tent.
My tent is still kicking it now.
I'm really glad you upgraded from your tent, because that tent seems to be so relevant to so many people that I'm glad that you've upgraded now.
Hey, my tent is still kicking it.
Your tent has survived.
Right.
You got a nice tent now.
Well, she got that 3-room one, you know.
She got a fancy tent now. Look, do people actually take that shit seriously? That they actually like believe that you were in a tent?
I think so.
Like, really? Do people not understand sarcasm?
I got you, girl. I got you.
I'm so confused.
You're gonna rent that tent out to ink? Is that what you're saying?
I might rent a section of it. Okay.
Are you gonna put it?
Of it.
Could you put a roof on it? Because you know this open door policy that you've got, and it's just basically a tarp on the ground. I think you could get a little more tent rent if you would just put a roof on it.
Yep. 100%.
Y'all trying to take a sly jab at me.
And I do appreciate those little Dollar Tree pool floaties that you got in there for the beds. But
don't talk about my floaties.
You could put an air mattress in there for crying out loud. I mean,
very comfortably in there.
Do not trigger Jenna talking about her floaties because you may cause PTSD and cause her to have flashbacks. Just saying.
I'm telling you, them floaties are really comfortable.
Well, you know, it'd be nice if you could at least get a pillow. I mean, the Dollar Tree beach ball that you got that's just halfway deflated, you know,
right,
as a pillow. I mean, you really got resourceful. I will say that.
When you're living like that, you know, you have to come up with anything to live.
Right? Well, you know, you can get everything at the Dollar Tree, I suppose.
Right.
Walmart's high dollar.
The whole hotel and tent conversation is absolutely stark raving ridiculous.
Right.
Like whatever the reason was that Jenna was in a hotel, why does it matter?
I was getting money. That's the reason.
The fact that Jenna said one thing about why she was in a hotel at the time, maybe stop to think that she maybe didn't want people to know what was going on in her life right then, in her situation.
All right, baby.
Maybe have some respect for that and understanding for that, because it was none of YouTube's business.
You're right. It's none of YouTube's business of your place of employment. Damn right. Come on, that didn't get a laugh, guys. Come on.
No, it does not matter.
You know.
At the end of the day, it holds no relevance to anybody whether why she was there or why she was not there. And if she did tell a lie about it in the beginning or not, who cares? Like, really, like in the grand scheme of things, what this shit doesn't matter. Like, really. Well, has anybody never had something in their life that they maybe didn't want people to know or to see because they're trying to make their life better and they don't want judged? But the minute people find out, what's the first thing that happens? Judgment.
Yeah. It's okay. It is all right. They can't do nothing. Seriously.
And look at where you are now. We have watched you over the last sort of year build up to where you are now, to the amazing plush VIP tent that you have now.
Oh yeah.
And I am so proud that you have bust your ass to get where you are now.
Yeah, because when you had to replace your bed, it was $1.25 this time around. I noticed you had to pay 25 cents more for that. I know.
Yep, it went up to $1.25. It ain't a Dollar Tree no more. It's $1.25 tree.
It's $1 whatever we want to charge you, tree.
Right.
That's what I call them.
$5 stuff in there.
I don't know. I still get mad. I walk in there and I'm like, now I can only buy 4 items for what I used to be able to buy 5.
Right.
This is bullshit. Oh wait, I'm not smart enough to know that. Sorry, guys.
Right. No, and that would be shining with the big hot dog.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know, I could send you one, but that's going to cost you more than $1.25.
Yeah. Jenna definitely needs an inflatable wiener for her VIP tent. And then we need video evidence of Jenna riding her wiener at bedtime.
I think soon I can make it happen. Coming to a theater near you.
What, Jenna riding the hot dog? What the hell?
Yep.
What are you talking about?
Riding it like a mechanical bull.
How much are those tickets going to be? Oh my gosh.
That'll be in a members only live. Just saying.
Yeah, I've got footage of a mechanical bull. Right out there in the side pasture. I've got it. I've got the video.
Members only live. Got to pay to play.
All right.
Not one of us have a membership only.
Hey, Purple does.
I'm sorry. That'll be fansonly.com. Look for Jenna on there.
OnlyFans then, yeah.
She's listed under as the hot dog queen riding the bull. You'll find her.
Oh no, they're really gonna go look.
We can get that set up later, Jenna. Don't worry. We're on it.
We'll get one going. We can piece you on the bull. Don't worry. I'll put your face on there.
Believe me,
Do you?
I know y'all can. Y'all can put me anywhere.
Yeah. What kind of body would you like? Would you like one of the teenage girls' body in the bathing suit, or would you like my son? You want your face on his body? Because that I could put you on.
I want, do that one. Do your
Yeah.
sons. Yeah.
Under the sun with your face on it. Be like, look at her. Look how manly she is. Ooh, she's a beast.
We all know how much you love turkey dogs, Jenna, so you definitely need to get a foot picture with you with a turkey dog in between your toes and get that foot picture on OnlyFans. Make a few pounds from that.
I am not touching my feet with no hot dog. That would can't do feet.
Are you worried about what Facebook will think?
They might shut me down. Who in the world? Really?
You might get reported for that.
It's not really
get reported.
It's not shutting you down. It's just keeping you from posting shit for a little while. That's all.
Yeah, just suspending you maybe.
I think it's worth the risk. Let's try it. What if we just went with a regular old hot dog, like chicken beef hot dog? You know, I mean, we don't have to do the turkey hot dog for you. It can be just a regular.
Where is Mrs. T at? She's not in here.
Don't look to Mrs. T for backup.
She's getting the hot dogs.
Exactly. She's the way setting up the damn account.
Charlie girl's getting ready to take the pictures, you know.
She has been reunited with her gummies, so that's why we don't see her.
Didn't it feel so good? Charlie girl's making the video right now while she's talking.
I love you, yeah. She said the haters are already in purples. Oh, great.
Really?
Yeah, they got nothing better to do, you know. Let's go hate. Let's be haters, you know. I don't know. Whatever. Go wrench them away. Whack them with the wrench.
Live scheduled. Yeah, I postponed my live tonight. I will be going live tomorrow night. Well, look at her.
Look at that. Fancy decided to show up, huh? Oh, fancy glam.
Right?
Fancy. Yeah, save the hot dogs. Get them out from your toes. Don't put them in your toes. Oh, that could be something Eloise and Fancy cover is, you know, places not to put the hot dog between your toes on Facebook.
You hear that, Mickey? Don't put the hot dogs in between your toes and put it on Facebook.
Yeah. You might get
if you do, make sure it's a really good photo. I got a light box. You know, I'll put down plastic. You know, put your little foot in there with the hot dog. Get a real good picture.
If you do, don't eat the hot dog after. Okay.
Oh,
that's what you'll do. You'll eat it. You'll eat it from between you. Treat your toes like chopsticks. Have your toes like chopsticks. Ooh, the wiener. You know.
Right. If I could, all I could do is walk my big belly around, so they say.
Well, I guess if you're a moon charlatan, then you had to have a big belly too. See how entertaining it is? It really is entertaining when you think about it.
They think that it's something that actually bothers people, but it's actually not. It's like, whatever. Jen doesn't care.
So I said I find it entertaining. I'm like, oh, okay.
There's nothing. Seriously, we've talked about everything.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't know. I mean, I just don't understand, if they've got such a horrible story and why they hate so much. Just like when they go after Purple. Somebody directly asked them, what is it you got against them, It was a very blanketed statement. Not one specific was given of why they hate someone. Right? So, that just leads me to wonder, okay, well, what has someone done to you? Since you can't tell your story. I mean, you had to grab everyone else's and put it out there, which, whatever. It is what it is, But it just leads me to believe, like, you don't have a story. Because if you did, you'd be telling it.
You're exactly right. Exactly.
Is our lovely Fancy there coming up?
No, I don't know. No, she's in the car, she says.
Oh.
Can we give them something to talk about? Oh, Fancy. We always give them something to talk about, sweetheart. You and Eloise surely do.
Let's give them something.
Something to talk about.
See, that Eloise and Fancy causing trouble, or Charlie Girl and Mrs. T?
Yes.
Oh, well.
Got that right.
What?
Charlie Girl and Mrs. T, they're on a whole other level.
That's right. Don't you forget it.
Yeah, we need bail money for Charlie Girl and Mrs. T in a regular. Like.
Yeah, I got that. We need to start a Cash App.
I tell you, those two deliberately wait until I go to my bed in Scotland time, and they deliberately wait until they know that I'm not around with my glitter ball and my boots, and they get up to so much damn mischief. And then I wake up in the morning.
Go to bed at stupid o'clock.
Yeah, and then I wake up in the morning and both of them are sitting there with little halos going, wasn't me. I didn't do it.
Nope.
I don't understand why you accuse people like that, CJ. I mean, it's hurtful. It's really hurtful that you accuse any of us of doing anything inappropriate at any time. What have you done? It's like, oh my gosh. Nothing. You just can't do nothing. Gosh.
I know you too well.
They can't steal your story, Inc. I seriously don't know what any is even talking about. I literally looked through our whole conversation today. We had no conversation. It was maybe her conversation.
That was most of it.
Very one-sided.
It was very, I'm telling you, it was very one-sided. I said, okay. Maybe send some screenshots. Okay. You sure? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe one day they'll tell their story. They'll be, able to. I guess, it just obviously they've been mistreated so badly by Jenna and Purple, and it's just so horrible that one day they won't be so triggered and they can tell their story of what happened. One day. I mean,
and I don't care who goes at Inc. for making up with Jenna. I don't care what people's opinions are. Did Inc. ever, and I'm sure she won't mind me saying this, did Inc. ever sit and think 3 months ago that she would be sat here now, friends with Jenna again? Not in a million damn years.
I can tell you, absolutely not.
Not in a million damn years.
No.
But do you know what? She is a true passionate woman who has been able to work through all of those things, and people can say what they like. Ink ain't no fool.
She sure is
Ink
not.
is one of the bravest, smartest people that I know. And she has been able to work through her shit with Jenna to the point that she's able to be where she's at now with Jenna.
Right.
If people want to think is that any of us are being foolish or manipulated and that we're going to all regret this and we're going to find out when we're shit on again or whatever the comments may be, that's our problem. That's not a you problem. That's an us problem.
Right.
And if that happens, we'll deal with it. But I can assure you, the way we're all dealing with things now, doubt that'll ever happen.
I can tell you it won't happen on my part because y'all are stuck with me.
Well, you saw how Charlie Girl just dropped down, right? Yeah.
She said her phone died.
And so it begins. Oh, her phone died, but yet she's in chat. Oh, yet it begins. The fallout is now, Charlie Girl.
That's what it did for me.
Yeah.
Charlie Girl down there going, oh my gosh, let me up. Let me at him. I've let you back in before, Charlie Girl, but not tonight. She'll know what that means.
Right, Ink, I agree. Don't know, because they're too damn busy trying to tell your story. Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Love you, Gloria.
And everybody's entitled to their story and their journey, but it's each person's right to tell their own. And Ink has a right to tell her story if and when she wants.
How long has it not been working? 2 years?
Mic doesn't work.
But you can go on a call and it works. How's that?
Can type in chat, you can go in Discord, you can go in calls, but your mic doesn't work. Okay.
That's interesting. Okay. Charlie Girl.
We know where we stand, Charlie Girl. We know.
She said my mic doesn't work.
This is noted into our little file for later.
Oh yeah, she's just giving us content. That's all. Keep going, Charlie Girl. You're giving us content.
Fancy has
weak, dumb women. Yeah, Fancy.
Yeah.
It has been implied we were weak, dumb women, but it's all right. Just underestimate us. That's fine. I like to be the underestimated one.
In my opinion, weakness comes from lack of growth and being able to move forward. We've grown and moved forward, so
some people are stuck.
I'm not sure what that says.
They stuck. Yeah, just because we don't believe lies and shit, You know what I mean? Like I could tell everybody that
that walking killed me.
I'm I'm one of the biggest lawyers out there,
I'm going to sleep though. I'm just laying down.
All right, baby. Love
that
you.
doesn't mean that I actually am. You know what I mean?
Right.
Although I could be if I wanted to.
And I thank you, Shiny, for bringing that gentleman to your channel, because what a wonderful advocate. And I think he is going to go far with the attitude that he's got and the strength that he's got in using his voice, because it's in the strength and the power of using our voice that change will be made. And I look forward to having a conversation with the gentleman and finding out more about his channel and having a chat with him.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He seems it. He's a really pleasant to talk to.
Yeah.
Love his passion and what he represents.
Oh yeah, he's very passionate. Very passionate.
All right. He seems very passionate. You could tell it.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, Ink says she's stuck. Oh no.
Oh. Where are you stuck?
Well, at least she ain't a fly stuck on a pile of dookie. You don't need to be stuck on a pile of poo, you know what I mean?
Were you stuck? Were you stuck, Ink?
Oh lordy.
Hey, company's coming. Hey, everybody in chat. Yes, get the hairspray. We're stuck. Yep. Instead of bed bug, they call me Jenna Bug.
And we wouldn't want it any other way, Ink, but to be stuck with you.
What time is Purple going live? Anybody know?
I don't know.
Any minute now. Literally any minute now.
Okay. Well, I guess we should jump off and go over there and see what she's doing tonight.
Yeah, she'll be live in a couple of minutes.
I
Wonder what's on there.
Live this long. 3 hours, woman.
Oh my gosh, has it been 3 hours? Whoa, that's a long one. That's a long one. Oh my goodness. Oh well.
3 hours.
All right, well.
Well, it went good.
Yeah. Well, like I said, hopefully get to know. You know what? Remind me to do the email.
Yeah, please. That would be amazing. And please remember what I said, everyone. Stand for what's right, and let's stand for what's right to make sure that the innocence of these children aren't lost, and that we can chase these idiots off of YouTube who represent that and try to say that that's normal and okay. Put all the bullshit in YouTube aside. Put all the drama aside. Put your hate for each other aside and stand for what's right. Because poor dirt farmer, go eat dirt because you are vile.
Very vile.
Absolutely vile. And anybody that stands by you or your friend over there is vile. And they are failing a child. Anybody who says nothing against somebody with an attitude and opinion like that is failing a child. And that is just my opinion.
Yeah, I think your opinion is shared over here, though.
Yeah.
I knew it did.
Yeah.
Ink said poo-poo pellets. Well, that's on a pellet grill. Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna jump down.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta get off of here. Get going over to Purple's for a little bit, and
yeah,
you're late. All right, love you, ladies.
I love you.
Love you too.
Love everybody in chat. See y'all in a little bit.
All righty.
No problem. Bye, ladies. Bye.
Bye. Bye. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us, and what an interesting night. But just remember, if you've got a story worth telling, you need to tell your story. If you have one, you can tell it. Don't be afraid. Be like some of us who can tell you that, we have told our stories. So y'all have a great night. Love you guys, and we will see y'all later. And we're going to go over to Purple's. Chat with y'all later. Bye.